Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. Oh, wrestling podcast featuring Matt Salion, Bomber Rap, Scott and Lee, and the one and only Peanut. It's Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. Bitches.
Maybe I'm just fucking stupid for thinking this, and Lee always gets me.
No, you're stupid for other reasons. I also thought they were going to fuck it up.
I'm glad to say I was wrong. I'll really admit. Yeah. There's anti-everybody, so
we spend way too much time on this podcast talking about people on Twitter.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Jobber Radio. I'm Jake, aka Bomber, and we got Scott here today. Scott, how are you doing on this? We're recording again on a Thursday. How are you doing on this Thursday?
It's not bad. It's Easter weekend, so I've got a 3-day weekend, which is pretty great.
Wait, is that real? Wow, my whole time frame is so off.
Yes,
is it really this weekend?
Easter is real. Yes, and it is.
Well, yeah.
But no joke. I literally up until about yesterday was like, oh yeah, 3-day weekend. But nobody, like the brain didn't really comprehend why until people mentioned Easter chocolate today, and I was like, oh yeah, it's actually Easter right now. So I'm with you. Wow. But at least it was a 3-day weekend. Unlike others, as people have been following, I still go to work. So it's not like, oh, I'm home again. No, I still go to the office and come back and stuff. And got to go grocery shopping afterwards and looked at Walmart and saw the line going around the block because there are only so many people in and they're 2 meters apart. So went, screw that. Let's go to Metro. Had a smaller line, got in there, saw toilet paper for the first time in a store in a month. Bought some. It was a pretty good day.
So Metro, is that like a chain in Canada? I haven't heard of that. Okay.
Yeah, it's I honestly don't know American chains, so there you go.
It's like a Piggly Wiggly.
Okay, well, I hope
but
it's
I mostly do trust rap, so
I hope it's better than a Piggly Wiggly are like that's like your bottom barrel of your grocery stores. Piggly Wiggly.
No, they're not bottom barrel.
Bottom barrel, you know, it's
like Harris Teeter is a Kroger is one that I have here.
Kroger.
That I've never been to until I moved
I've heard
here.
of Kroger. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we'll get into Rab. Rab is also here. How are you doing on this Thursday night as we record this?
Let's get into Rab.
I have today was my first day off, more or less since the 16th of March.
Wow,
which was nice. Mm-hmm. While I am not going into the office, I am stuck here at home working. Yeah. I do know that Easter is coming because I don't know what's been mentioned here. I'm tremendously Catholic.
What? I did not know that.
Catholic. I'm Latino. We're just Catholic by nature.
Okay.
You know.
Wow.
We are single-handedly keeping the church afloat.
This might sound silly, Bomber, but think Rey Mysterio with all the crosses.
Okay.
100%.
Right? It is.
That's crazy. I've known you forever, and I had no idea. But I guess I should have just known the.
I don't bring it up a lot, but it is true. I don't hide it either. I just don't bring it up very often. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited for Easter because it means I can finally start snacking again. For those who don't know, Catholics, we give something up for Lent, and I gave up snacking, which has been very difficult. Yes,
dude, that's way too general, man. That's deadly.
Oh, I tend to go pretty every year. I try to top my last year's.
Oh my god,
Lent. So it gets. It's really hard to top myself sometimes. It gets pretty difficult. So I haven't had any snacks during all this bullshit while my wife is there, like eating chips. It's real rough. I'm really looking forward to popcorn. Okay. I've got some popcorn and I'm ready to have popcorn.
Okay.
I'm really excited for popcorn. I bought some Little Debbie snack cakes.
Yeah.
Looking forward to those. I'm gonna get good and fat next week.
There you go.
It is good. You mentioned the day off because Ontario just mentioned something yesterday, how that Friday and Sunday, all of our grocery stores will be closed. Now, it's a long weekend. Normally they do close, but stuff's like everything has been open like that can be. They're like, look, we know you guys have been working hard. You get the day off. So
that's awesome.
It's good. That's why it was crazy busy lines today, because people are like, "Oh God, get all the things!" But
Yeah, I too went to the supermarket today. I actually had to go to two supermarkets to get the thing.
Mhm.
I went to Publix,
Okay.
I know about that.
where
I heard
shopping
them.
is a pleasure. Greatest fucking supermarket in the world. And I went to Winn-Dixie, which Bomber.
Which is
I
a
guess
Piggly Wiggly style type bottom. Of
I
the
have
barrel type.
heard of that, but I didn't know that's what that was. Okay.
Winn-Dixie is Winn-Dixie's exactly. Winn-Dixie's like a Piggly Wiggly.
Also,
It's
Food
Win
Lion.
Dixie sounds like an
barrel.
indie wrestler. Win Dixie.
Yeah, and
It
Food
really does.
Lion is another one that's right there in that same vein.
Food Lion's a great name. What the hell is that?
It's slightly above a Piggly Wiggly, I think.
Welcome to our new podcast about American supermarkets.
That's right.
We're gonna talk about Albertsons. We're gonna talk about Harris Teeter.
Just not
We're gonna
Aldi.
talk
Fuck
about
Aldi.
We're gonna talk about what's wrong with Aldi.
Anywhere where you got to go in, you got to put a little coin to get your cart. You got
That's
they
common
don't
here.
they don't
That's
have
everywhere.
bags like
No, you got to put a
Oh.
loony in ours. It's a $1 coin. You got to put that in ours.
oh.
We don't trust anybody with shopping carts over here. We're
gonna
nice,
talk-
but keep our
We're
stuff.
gonna talk about some foreign ones. Besides, let's talk about Aldi. Which comes from Germany.
Mhm.
We can talk about Edeka, which is in another one in Germany that I shopped at while I was there. Let's get this rolling, guys.
Like I said, we got Metro,
Never.
we got Safeway up here. People call it Safeways just because they don't get it right.
Safeway. I love Safeway.
Yeah, we used to have A&P. I don't know what it stood for. We used to have Dominion. They closed. It's
So
Do you have HEB in Dallas?
HEB?
HEB.
Not that I know of.
It's a Texas chain, but I don't know if it's in Dallas.
I haven't seen one, but doesn't mean it's not here. I haven't. Is it a grocery store?
It's a grocery store.
I haven't seen one, but it could be here. I usually go to
This
Kroger.
is the grocery store episode.
Yes, it is. Oh, so I actually haven't given an update on my situation yet. It actually last episode we did, which was last week. I was in the current state that I am now, but I am not. I am an essential employee, but I am not working at the moment. I have not been to work since last Wednesday. So yesterday of us recording this, this Wednesday was 2 weeks since I've been to work. What happened was I went in my shift. I work Wednesday through Sunday. Monday, Tuesdays are my days off. So I go in Wednesday, and the night before, that Tuesday night, 2 weeks ago, I'm talking now, I wasn't feeling very well. I was achy. I didn't, when you feel like you're gonna get a fever and your just whole body kind of aches.
Yeah.
I was getting that, and when I went to work, I just didn't feel very good. I directed my shows, I did everything, and then once my boss came in at 8:30 or something like that, I talked to him and said, "Hey, just heads up, I'm not feeling great. I'm feeling a little achy." He said, "Okay, well, get out of here right now and go home." So
Yep.
I went home. And 2 days later, I'm feeling perfectly fine. I called him because he said, "Call me when you get better." I called him and I said, "Hey, I'm doing good. It was just nothing. A couple days, I'm good." He's like, "Well, because I called him on that Friday." He said, "You know what? I'll call you on Monday because I usually work the weekend." So I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I don't work the weekend." And then I called him on Monday. He said, "You know what? Just wait one more week." And so I called him this past Monday, and he said, "We're doing good right now." He said, we have a certain amount of people allowed in the building, in the station, and he said, we'll rotate you in whenever other people are getting burned out. So, you know what? I'll call you when we need you in. So I've been, and for those wondering, yes, he insured me 85,000 times that I'm being paid. So thank God for that. Every time we talk, he's like, "Don't worry, you're getting paid. This isn't coming out of your sick time. Everything's good." So I'm super thankful for that, and I'm gonna try. I got to make sure I remember this next time I get pissed at my boss or at Fox or I get pissed at something. I got to remember that they did this for me, and this was really cool. So I'm gonna try my best to not get mad at them, at least for a very long time.
Like when people look back on this, when this is a "what was it like" thing, they're literally limiting how many staff are there. So you're not bringing anything in or taking anything back. So it's like, all right, instead of having 10 people around, we got 5. We can do it with 5. And when they're done, we'll bring in the other 5 and keep them around. And yeah, that's good. That's awesome. And considering how new you are to this one, that's
Yes.
pretty awesome. So yeah.
Yeah. So super thankful that they're being pretty cool about it, and they're also being safe too. They just want to make sure when I was feeling crappy that it was nothing major. So, but either way, so that's my situation. I haven't been to work since 2 Wednesdays ago, and I'm kind of just in a weird limbo where he just said I'll call you when we need you. So.
And you don't know what day it is. Weirdly enough,
exactly.
Still working, going to work, it still is kind of like that. Because
Yeah.
normally on the weekend, I'll do certain stuff through the week. I have not done anything except for go to work and come home, and go to work and come home, and then go to the store, and then go to work, come home. And it's just, they all blend together.
weird.
Even the weekend, it's like that was just a long in between work and home. Now I'm back at work, and
Yep.
If it wasn't for Easter, I don't know that I would know what day it was.
I like when you said that. I swear, I'm not even joking. I swear to God, I had no idea that it was a Sunday.
A friend of mine woke up Tuesday morning and was like, "I'm going to sleep in. It's Saturday." It was like, "Wait, no, it isn't. It's Tuesday."
Tuesday.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's bad. We were like, "What is wrong?" They're like, "I just don't know what day it is anymore." So yeah, it's pretty rough.
So we hope everybody out there. We hope you're doing good. We hope everything's working out. Obviously, we don't know how long this crap's going to last, so we're just still trucking along. But
It could be a long ass time, which makes the next shows interesting. But we got one in the meantime. Yeah.
yeah. So here's the thing. I mean, we're going to talk about some wrestling now. Let's talk about Wrestlemania, the biggest show of the year. Usually, I mean, this is definitely one of the most memorable. I'm pretty sure we're going to remember for a long time. For good or bad reasons. And for those wondering, there was a lot of people that did want Lee on this episode. He basically, just bottom line, he wasn't interested in coming on and talking about WrestleMania, which is fine. For those that are wondering, yes, he did not like it. Let's just leave it at that. He was not happy with what he saw from what little he did see. So
he was commenting through it, and he literally said one of the biggest problems was the lack of a crowd. He felt like they were going through the motions with no crowd, not doing anything to really make that be a thing. So he literally went and watched the MLW show that was taped a long time ago with a crowd and enjoyed it more. He was checking in on stuff, and it was fine. Like, he wasn't nothing offensive. And then, the obvious matches that people wanted to hear from him, he didn't like them. And are you really surprised? We'll talk about it when we get there. But I've got some comments on those too, and I know why. But we'll when we get there, we get there. But he didn't like it overall, and he also might be of the opinion of they really shouldn't have done it because, look, it's Thursday the 9th, and the UFC show that was going to happen next weekend literally got shut down because ESPN and Disney said don't do it. They were going to do it on tribal land in California.
That's awesome.
And do it anyway.
That's hilarious.
And they had all these different shows changing, and they stepped in and said, "Look, you can't do it." They're still building what they're calling Fight Island.
Yeah, I was about to say, aren't they getting an island?
Dana White's plan is amazing.
It's Mortal Kombat and Enter the Dragon. He's going to make an island where he can bring people in from within the U.S. that can still travel, his words, and have fights there every week. They're still going to build it because when they're done, they're just going to have it anyway and air it. And they're going to host these fights. And if they can't have Jose Aldo come in for the title fight, Dominic Cruz is local and he'll do it. And stuff like that was happening all over the place. And all these canceled shows are being moved to it. Until finally the California government, and let's not be beat around the bush here, mainstream media got wind and said, wait, they're still going?
Yeah.
What's happening? The California government came in and shut it down. It was like, guys, just stop. It's safer to not go out. Even if it's just you people, this is not essential. You don't have to. Just broadcast stuff from your thousands of fights and we'll be fine. We'll get back to it later. And WWE's in the same boat because they're supposed to be a live SmackDown tomorrow night, and I don't know how they're doing it because they can't do it in Orlando because of the stay-at-home order. Yeah. And they got to tape stuff, and Money in the Bank is May 10th, and I don't know what the plan is. So, and Rebellion's still happening apparently, but Impact is taping it for the 19th, and it's where, and apparently AEW taped months of shows, literally, and are actively shut down right now, just broadcasting stuff.
That's smart.
It's Vegas is shut down, so they can't do Double or Nothing there now. It's smart. Just wait it out. It'll be fine. You don't want to be the one that does a show anyway, and suddenly goes, oh, by the way, there was a coronavirus confirmation from one of the people, and we could have easily avoided that if we hadn't. That's that. So the fact that WWE did this, and whatever they did, taping all through the night, some of these matches could happen at 3 a.m. for all we know. We have no idea.
Actually, we do know that some of them did.
Well, we know one because
we know one of them did.
we know one because he literally said he arrived at 1 a.m. after a private flight to do a match. So there is a bit of detail on it, but no one's come out there. And amazingly, spoilers never got out. Let's be clear.
Happy about that. Very happy about that.
And overall, like we said, we were going in weirdly, like not really optimistic, but kind of like I want to see what they do.
Yeah.
It was fascinating what they did. Like I still can't believe they pulled this off.
Mm-hmm.
Would
I
they
enjoyed WrestleMania very much.
I enjoyed it, but would they do it again? Not if they had to, or not unless they had to. Rather, if they had to do it again, they'll do it.
Terrible.
Apparently, that was taped beforehand because they didn't want to change up the set.
Exactly, they
just
Raw
put the Raw set up and
then
taped
they
all
did
of it.
WrestleMania. I heard the same thing.
That's funny.
Yeah. So and it makes sense. Like they only had so much time, right? They literally had an 11 o'clock Thursday night deadline.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get given the circumstances, it is amazing what they were able to accomplish. But even taking that out of it, I still had fun watching 2 4-hour days of WrestleMania. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So I did as well. Rab, did you go back? You said you were going to go watch.
I did.
The
I
first
watched
one,
all of WrestleMania on
Wow.
on Sunday. I watched
Wow.
The
all of
way it's
WrestleMania on
supposed
Sunday.
to be,
I
8
watched-
hours in one day.
I watched 4 hours in the morning, and I watched 4 hours in the evening.
Wow.
Yeah, because the pre-show was an hour with one match, and it was a 3-hour show. And then day 2 was a pre-hour or a 1 hour pre-show with a match. And then 3.5 hours. They went an extra half hour on day 2.
I will say it wasn't really 4 hours because there was so much fucking commercials.
Oh yeah,
True. Yeah.
Wow, there was a lot of advertising.
yeah. They decided to make it be 3 hours. Like it was a 3-hour pay-per-view. It was
which
weird.
was even
but yeah.
which was even better for me actually because I started. So obviously I did the Saturdays I saw on Sunday morning tape. I got to skip all the commercials.
Nice.
Dude, it
I
was
cut
Sunday
so much
night.
time out.
It was Saturday night, 10 o'clock, and the show was over. And it was like, WrestleMania is over, but there's another half tomorrow, and it's Saturday night, and I don't know what's going on. It's weird.
The Sunday show I started about 20 minutes late.
Mm.
Just because I was watching something already and we were finishing it up, so I started like 20 minutes late, and by the end, but through skipping commercials, I was like 5 minutes behind. It was crazy. There's so much commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Now, did you feel, even though you said you did like it, Rad, do you feel like that was too much all in one day, even though you split it up?
No,
Okay.
I did not.
Okay.
Maybe that's the sign for the future. Maybe they should do a morning WrestleMania and an evening WrestleMania.
Get the morning show and the night
Maybe
show.
No, honestly, it was perfect.
Well,
But-
we talked
the
about
time
that during the show.
By the time I was getting over, like, oh man, okay, I've been watching wrestling for 3 hours. It was over, and then like I went on with my life, and then later I came back like at 7 o'clock or like 7:30 really, and there it was.
It was interesting because it's a taped show. So instead of having them do filler packages and then watching someone walk down to the ramp for 4 minutes, the ramp was like from one end of my house to the other is shorter. Like I could literally get to my front door in the same speed. It's like, okay, we're here. So the entrances were shorter. The packages were shorter, and it was taped, so you can cut out all the dead air of the stalling when they're not ready for the cage yet. Okay, we'll keep talking, announcers. That was all gone, so it was able to just flow. Funny that it's almost like if you have post-production ability to edit something, you can take all the bad out.
That's true.
And with that, we're moving on to the Undertaker match.
Oh, okay, I see. So, okay, well, what we normally do before we get into the separate matches, overall, it sounds like we're all giving this a show a thumbs up. I also enjoyed it.
I almost don't want to give it a grade, like, oh, yeah, this was an A for me.
Well, yeah.
Because it was just so weird.
Even without the situation, I still would have enjoyed that if that was WrestleMania. I would have been like, man, it would have been better with a crowd, but
Yes.
okay. But I wouldn't have
wanna
hated on it. It's like, you know what? There was a bomb scare. They had to film it. Cool, whatever. Like, whatever the situation was, that's fine. I enjoed it.
Yeah, I don't want to grade
in and of
it like
itself.
I would usually, but I definitely enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it.
Yeah, which is, I mean, that was their goal. Stephanie McMahon said at the start, we want to put smiles on faces. Just ignore the world for 3 hours and come watch this. So, mission accomplished.
So there ended up being a total of 19 matches when you include the Big Show McIntyre match, which apparently was a dark match that they did right after the Lesnar match, and then it aired on Raw. But so there was a total of 19.
They are completely saying like this was part of WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we unlocked the WrestleMania main event, the true main event. Yeah.
Big Show and Drew McIntyre, which is the most random thing. I feel like that's just so crazy. And it was
Big Show
longer
was during it too, no less. He was a face last time we saw him like a month ago with Kevin Owens.
That's his thing.
Now he's bad again
because they were trying to sell the Big Show show.
Yes,
probably, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and that match, I'm looking at the match times on Wikipedia, was longer than the Brock Lesnar match, which of course was short. It was 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So there you go. Your real main event, I guess, was Big Show and Drew McIntyre. We just didn't get to see it till the night after.
Didn't even air until the end of Raw. But
yep. So the show started. The pre-show started with Cesaro versus Drew Gulak, and as Scott saw, I was marking out my little CZW self, seeing Drew Gulak, Cesaro, back in the day, Claudio Castagnoli, and my man, one of my favorite wrestlers in CZW history, Drake Younger, as the referee. I was more than happy to see them kick off WrestleMania, even though it was on the kickoff. Still super happy.
My favorite thing to say is they had that match in a WWE ring, and CZW can say they had more people in their audience than they did.
That's true. Very, very true. But yeah, so to me, it was a short match. There wasn't much to it, but that was the moment for me that I just seen all three of those guys in there at once. It was just awesome.
Do you think those three being in the ring with no one in the crowd were like, yeah, it's like home?
Oh my god! I mean,
probably. Yeah,
they've done it before. Kind of.
The amount of interviews people have said, like, I wrestled in front of 12 people. God damn it, WWE, you beat me. You beat my record by going to none. Like Bret Hart's like, I've never had to do that. That must be hard. Like people have been like, it's weird. Now some people have done it like 5-6 times in these matches. So for them, it's almost becoming old hat. It's weird.
And I know I'm opening myself up here, but I was at one of CZW's smallest shows ever, which was when they came to North Carolina for some reason. It was a bot show. There was 50 people there. It was 50 people, legit 50 people. So yes, at that time Cesaro I think was in WWE, but Drake Younger was in the main event. I don't know if Gulak was there or not. I'd have to go back and look. But I don't remember if he was on the card that night or not. But anyway, yes, I've seen a 50-person, 50-crowd CZW show with at least some of those guys in it. So, yeah. But other than that, I mean, it was a quick match. Cesaro pulled out his UFO, which apparently he used to do in Ring of Honor. I'd never seen it before, so I guess it was a Ring of Honor thing. I don't know if he's going to do that more often. It's where he had Gulak on his shoulders and he spun around. Looked super cool, super impressive. Cesaro's
it really looked like he was holding him with his neck. I don't know how he managed that, but it really looked like he was muscularly holding him with his neck.
I think it's because he was holding him with his neck.
Yeah, he
was. I don't know how that's a thing, though. That's why I'm like, but no.
It's because
but
he's
really
gotta be like one of the he's definitely one of the strongest guys in WWE, bar none.
Like they were posting when he body slammed Big Show over the top rope, and it was like, God damn, he just did that. Like no help. Just okay, you're going up now.
Yeah.
Like oh.
So then moving on, we're not going to break down all of these, 20 minutes each match because there's 19 of them, guys. So bear with us. And if you got if I'm going too quick and you do want something to chime in, guys, just jump right in. We started the actual show with the women's tag team titles on the line, and look, wouldn't you know it, Kabuki Warriors did lose, like I predicted incorrectly on the podcast. I did get it right in the prediction league, and by the way, I did so bad in the prediction league. I faced Scott at the pay-per-view, and kudos to Scott for beating me.
I won my first death match.
Yep, it was pretty
like 54-34. Positives for a death match is good, by the way.
Yeah. And Rab, unfortunately, you were undefeated at WrestleManias. By the way, Rab, you did fall victim at this one though.
So I would like now to agree that they shouldn't have had this.
Oh. Yeah, now it's bad.
Yeah.
Now it's just an asterisk. You're still undefeated.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, Alexa Bliss and Cross become the first ever 2-time women's tag team champions. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting. The match, it was a little long. I don't really recall too much from it. That's when, because I have not been watching like the Raw and the SmackDown, full shows with no crowd. So this was really the Cesaro and Gulak match was so quick. I really didn't get the feel of a full match with no crowd. This was the first one I like really went through, and it was super. It was awkward the very first match to go through for WrestleMania.
Well, it's weird because not only is there no crowd, but there's no seats either. It's just like a barricade and like the void. To
be fair, I think it's better than when they had the seats.
I do, but it's still weird because there's just nothing there in some areas. Like there's the commentary table and the giant WrestleMania sign, which they assembled in there. The cool. Sound guys are over there. And during one of the replays, you can actually hear, because Michael Cole is talking so loud, you can hear him on the live mic. Not through his mic into it, but you can actually just hear him. Well, it's like the Goldberg-Roman thing where we can hear camera 1, camera 2, camera 2, camera 1, camera 1. Well, like you can actually just hear them because they're over there yelling and there's nothing else happening. So it was very, very odd. But I will say that Asuka has been on every goddamn show she can, and because she talks so much smack and is awesome, it's great because you could hear her just being crazy so much better. And I was hoping for stuff like that because there've been a lot of talking in the segments, and it's not just all like, I'm going to beat you. It's no, I'm going to beat you. This is going to be the end. Like they can actually just talk. Yeah. And it gets to be a different uniqueness while wrestling reinvents itself right now. And those two had fun.
Yeah. So. And that was one of my biggest takeaways from the whole night was you actually get to hear a lot more of, the trash talking in the ring as opposed to, the shows with the crowd. And there's so many funny, like, dude, Cesaro was amazing during the Intercontinental title match. He was so funny.
He's getting tired. They have him locked up.
Yeah, seriously.
He's getting tired.
He's like, you got him now. That did add an element that we don't normally get that I thoroughly enjoyed. Rab, did you feel that same way?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'll talk about. I think we should bring that up more when we get to
that one.
Because my favorite one was during the ladder match.
Ah,
yes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, we will move on past the tag team match. Elias ended up beating Corbin in a roll up. And during some of these matches, you could tell the edit cuts, the edits were a little more noticeable. Like maybe the audio wasn't perfectly crisp either when you can tell they did little cuts. But overall, it wasn't. That's just more of a little nitpicky thing. It didn't wreck the show or anything for me personally. Did you guys notice those as well?
As someone who does editing, yes. Yeah. But I presume for most people they probably didn't notice it, and it was just whatever. It was fine.
I believe that. I believe to the normal just
they did a good job. They did a good job. But someone who analyzes stuff and spends time on it, like when you're editing something that's 1 minute, that can take you an hour. That's kind of the average. So when you're dealing with something that's a half hour long, you're doing it for hours potentially.
Can you?
So when you do that and you watch a 9-minute match. I'm not saying they spent 9 hours editing that because it probably is this one camera 2 because they're still doing it like they normally do. But like, okay, cut this part out, take it to 20 seconds, piece that together, use that shot instead. Okay, you can see that stuff when you're trained for it because I literally was. So it's part of what you can just identify. Normal stuff you probably wouldn't notice it as much unless it's jarring or something stands out. Like the ladder match had a bit like that where it's like that was weird, but again, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So moving on here, the Raw Women's Title match. Becky Lynch ended up
real quick about the last match. I feel like Corbin is awful.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're going to squeeze that in there. I'm glad you did.
I like that Corbin still tells the audience to shut up, even though there isn't one. I'm okay with that.
I think we're in the wrong chat, aren't we?
Because we got somebody that just came in. That's true. That is true. Well, hello. We actually have somebody in here. Let's continue on. I will move you out of this channel. There we go. There we go. Okay.
Speaking of editing.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway,
why don't we move to the private chat right now?
Sure. Let's everybody jump into the private chat. There we go. We're in the private chat. There we go. Love the little hiccups. That's always fun.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was.
Speaking of editing, there we go. I noticed that, but I was like, whatever. It's.
Yep.
What the problem is that I got here first.
That's what I just jumped in right where I saw you, so I wasn't even thinking. So all good. So anyway, the Raw Women's Championship match, Becky Lynch actually defeated Shayna Baszler, which I think all of us picked Shayna, right? The last week?
Yeah.
In the previous,
It was a safe bet. After a year, it was a safe bet, yes.
Yep. And then ended up, boom, Becky hits her year-long title reign. So I was, a lot of people, you know how polarizing stuff is. Some people were super mad. Some people were okay with it. I'm, for one, I think I said it on the last episode, I'm okay with it because I do like longer title reigns. Becky is, a deserving long reign champion. I don't hate it. I do love Shayna. I think Shayna is awesome. I wouldn't have minded either one of these two walking away with the belt, but I'm not heartbroken about it. Are either one of you guys displeased that Becky won?
No, I was excited. And I figured Shayna would win because she would just kind of maul through Becky because Becky's not fought anybody like that over this past year. It's very much a Rocky Clubber Lang situation where it's like, okay, I got my ass beat. I'll be better for it, and I'll come back. Nothing wrong with that. That's how you get 16-time champions and stuff like that. Becky herself was a 3-time SmackDown champ, so 1 time for Raw. Sure, there'll be more. It's how you get that. It's how you get there. And the fact that Shayna had this monstrous reign and Becky beat her, cool. Same happened with Asuka a year or so ago. But here's the thing. She didn't destroy her or knock her out or make her tap or even pin her like from a finisher. She was in a submission, rolled with leverage, and pinned her. Think back to like Piper and Hart from Mania 8 where we walked at the sleeper and pinned them.
Son, there it was. I was exact example I was about to say. Yep.
It's like that. I actually go read our Jobber Radio prediction league matches. I actually wrote a match where someone got deeper into a submission just to hold them to pin them. Like that's a thing. And the immediate thing, people were like, "Oh my God, she's not putting Shayna over." It's like, well, first off, it's not exactly her call. Maybe she has that power, but maybe not. You don't know. Maybe they thought the better thing to do was to have her sneak one out on Shayna, and Shayna gets even more mad and ragdolls her at the next one. And hey, how about this? If she stole it and she didn't beat her at Survivor Series, that's 2 wins that Becky has technically over Shayna, or at least loss avoidances. Mm-hmm. And she still never actually really beat her down and defeated her. Cool. Now make it a submission match. Now she has to beat her like that. Sure, make it be something like that. That's the natural. That's everyone's like, oh my God, it should have been the end. No, this is just the beginning of their feud. Because everybody in our Discord was loving that match until the ending.
Because they all wanted Shayna to win.
It's 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So they loved 8 minutes and 27 seconds of it. Yeah. Guy, like let it go. Let's have more of that now. Let's have a match where Shayna probably should win. Or maybe not. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Not everybody has to. I know we're going to get to it with Charlotte too, but about putting people over and stuff like that, this did 0 damage to Shayna. I know a lot of people say it did, but I don't feel it did at all because Becky stole it. Becky's the long-running, the man, the champion, and she had to steal it because she outsmarted her. Okay, fine. Shayna's still a rookie-ish in this whole thing, even though she's a dominant one. You can still do it. Yeah, she lost like that before. Cool. And no one else was able to do it. So she's able to do it, and Becky's that good then. And it's you don't have to win to be put over.
So Rab, what were you? Do you agree? Were you broken up by Shayna losing?
I wasn't broken up. I've got a feeling about this show that because we don't even know how long they're gonna be able to tape, we don't know how they're gonna be able to build a lot of these feuds, a lot of the story going forward. I don't know if you guys saw Raw or saw any of Raw.
A little bit.
I saw bits and pieces, and as far as I could tell, the answer of how they're going to build the stories going forward seems to be not so much right now.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I don't really have a problem with most of what their decisions are going to be.
Also, I did hear the possibility, and I agree with it. We talked about the possibility of how endings will go. Is that they did a lot of good guys winning because that's a real good thing to get your mind off how shitty the world is. Can't fault them there either. So it's that kind of thing possibly too.
Could be.
You never know.
The thing is, if you put Shayna over, the way the match ended, you could keep going with this if you wanted to, or you can go in a different direction if you want.
Yeah, because if she just destroyed Becky, okay, now what?
You have to go back to that.
Yeah, because Becky cleaned out the division. So who's going to face Shayna? Because no one can beat Becky. So who's going to beat the one that beat her?
I never thought it was going to be a rout. Even when I thought it was Shayna winning, I never thought it was going to be like Shayna destroying Becky.
I thought it would end that way. It would be competitive, and then she just gets her, and something happens, and it's over.
Gotcha.
But even if that's what it was, and Shayna's the champ, cool. Well, Becky shouldn't get the rematch because she got beat. Okay, for one, like tapped out or passed out, whatever. Who challenges? Everybody else, Becky beat. There's no challenger right now. And if that's the problem with these kind of reigns you end up with, well, okay, that's a whole different story. But now it's more interesting because I firmly, like I said, Shayna was not damaged. For a lot of people, she was because she lost.
Yeah,
you're ignoring the other 8 minutes of that match and the rest of the past.
For those people, the thing is they have nothing to. You say that, and then usually what happens in this kind of situation is they go, "Oh, they really buried her," and then the next night she's back on, and you forget. Because
she destroys someone or something.
Yeah, something happened, and you forget about she really got buried. The thing is, the way we are right now, we're on pause.
Yeah, exactly.
Very much so, yes.
But whatever.
But it wasn't even during that. It was literally as it happened, and Becky's music is playing, and she's raising the belt. Oh my god, I can't believe they did that. They've ruined her.
But that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's not the opposite of what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry, but I thought you mean like a guy.
Usually, by the next night,
Yeah.
as you continue on, you move on. But now that's still the last thing we had. And that might still be the last thing we have tomorrow, and that might still be the last thing we have next week.
Mm-hmm.
So you latch on to, I can't believe whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you go, I can't believe, and then you move on.
I believe for the first night, this match, by the way, was I believe just about my favorite match of the first night. Like they did a really good job. I really liked the match. Obviously, the outcome, I assumed it was going to be Shayna. I don't think the outcome really hindered anything. But it was one of my favorite matches of the night, the first night.
We were all shocked that it was that early too.
Yeah, seriously.
It was within the first half hour that was happening. We're like, what?
Yep.
Because we thought it was a legit shot to main event. No matter who won, that was a fair shot at main eventing.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm looking at the rest of the night. Like, there wasn't really a bad match. I just didn't care about Elias and Corbin, but it wasn't even bad. It was fine, but there wasn't really a bad match.
Rab says it was terrible. But I am right there with you. I mean, you know me, I didn't like the Strowman Goldberg match because literally
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. All right, moving on. Sammy and Daniel Bryan. This is the one that I said was one of my favorite matches as far as the communication on the outside. The everybody talking. It was just very entertaining. Sammy's amazing. I mean, all these guys are great, but Sammy's so fucking good. He's such a great chicken shit. Oh, it's so fucking good. What were you guys' thoughts here? Rep. Sorry, yeah, Rep.
Yeah, I had a fun time with this match. I've got no problem with the finish. Who knows how they'll build? But I thought the finish was good. It made perfect sense for the character in the match. I actually, I went into this kind of being like, why are they putting Drew Gulak in this? But I think he contributed a lot to the whole thing. Exactly like you said, all the chirping back and forth, the stuff with the Cesaro and Shinsuke getting in Daniel Bryan's way. It was really good. I really enjoyed this match. I didn't, it's not gonna be one of my all-time favorites. I'm not gonna go back and watch it or anything.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. Scott, what were your thoughts?
I liked it in that it was a sudden change of pace too. It wasn't just a normal wrestling match because Sammy was such a chicken shit heel.
It was more entertainment based. Yeah, definitely.
But there was so much talking and so much back and forth with all 5 of those guys out there. And the fact that they were the style that they wrestled, I saw someone compare it to something like Daniel Bryan was acting like Sami Zayn stole something from him earlier in the day, and he was going to make him pay for it because it was loud. When he started chopping him, it's like, oh God, stop.
Oh, yeah.
Don't really hit him. And it's it was just a different feel, which again, we're hoping for. We want that kind of stuff from this. Don't actually fight, but I'm not upset by the ending. I thought Daniel Bryan would win, but Sami Zayn winning is pretty great because that's the kind of piece of shit heel he is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, don't forget, and the commentary even said this, don't forget how good he is. He's real good.
Oh, he's
amazing. And he's finally getting this chance, and like this character is perfect for him. It's so great. So I was very happy with that match. It was a hell of a lot of fun. I was laughing so much during that commentary, especially Cesaro, because he tried to go at the one side and got in the way, and went the other side and Shinsuke got in the way. Then it's okay, let him walk out, let him count out, and went and got him on the ramp and brought him back in. And Cesaro's like, he's tired. He's already tired. You got him where you want him. Like, they've barely touched. It was so great.
And yeah, this is one of the ones where I completely flip-flopped my predictions on what I thought on our podcast and then what I did in the prediction league. This is one of the ones at the last second I flipped over, and I did pick Daniel Bryan, by the way. And it ended up getting wrong, which is great, but that is what it is. That's why you can never second guess yourself. You always go with the gut, even if it's wrong. Say, you know what? At least I went with my gut. I never do that. But anyway, moving on, we had the triple threat ladder match. Just the match that was changed because of I believe The Miz wasn't feeling good or whatever, so it was a one-on-one for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. John Morrison ended up winning over Jimmy Uso and Kofi Kingston with a, I would say, creative finish.
Yes.
I've never seen anything like that before. They pulled down the hook, or whatever you want to call it, the yellow metal thing that holds the belts, and basically Morrison grabbed the belts and fell off the ladder holding both of the belts while Kofi and Jimmy Uso were holding the bracket. Very fun finish.
He pulled down the belt, so he won for the team.
Yep. Very fun finish. And from what I got from everybody watching this match, these guys went out there to fucking steal the show. Do you feel that this was one of the best matches on the first night, Scott?
Definitely, yeah. It really says something when you go out there with no crowd and you're doing these ladder spots and you're doing this stuff. Insane. And like, there's no crowd roaring as you get close with the adrenaline. There's nothing. And you're just out there walking on the thing and you get a ladder thrown at you. It's like, oh man. So that must have been rough, especially considering, like I said, we know this was taped all through the day over Wednesday and Thursday. This could have been like noon or 11 p.m. Or like it's just weird, right? It could have been anything. Probably my favorite part when Jimmy Uso is walking along the barricade. There's a camera in front row, and I was like, man, they should have cameras where you'd sit. Like, put a camera here. This is what front row's like. This is what you're missing. Everybody, now you're in the front row for WrestleMania. Like, have a camera like that. Mm-hmm. And we even thought like they could even do like virtual seating, because I know they've toyed with that in places where you can literally buy a virtual seat to watch in your VR headset. And it's $20 for this seat, $50 for that, $100 for that. You can get ringside for $100, and you can watch it as if you're there in VR. Like, why not, right? So that's the future. But as he's walking the barricade, a ladder gets thrown at him off camera, and every time it's Kofi and Morrison fighting, suddenly a ladder comes from out of the frame, and it's Jimmy Uso followed by it.
Great.
There was a lot of cuts where Jimmy Uso is down and dead, and suddenly they cut to something else, and there he is. Like, no, that's too soon. You've cut for time. The worst, though, was when he was up on top of a ladder and got knocked over the turnbuckle post and landed off camera because no camera followed him, and then they cut and showed that he landed on the floor. It's like, no, he had a crash pad. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Anybody would be like, why didn't the camera follow him? It followed everything else. So stuff like that stands
The
out. Camera
work in WWE is often lacking,
but it still followed everything else, and there was no reason to follow. It was obviously an edit because it was a ridiculous. There's no way they'd really do that spot, even live. They wouldn't have done that. Yeah. I say that, but you never know. But Jimmy Uso needs to have a live mic at all times because he started calling Kofi Pancake Boy.
So I gotta say, this was my favorite match of the night.
Okay.
The others were good. And, we'll get to the last one, but I almost don't count that because it wasn't really a match. But this was my favorite match of the night. I love the spots. I love how hard they went. I loved the ending. I constantly beg for creative endings to ladder matches. No one still has done my favorite, the one I really want to see. I've always wanted to see a tag team ladder match where at the same time, two people from different teams pull down the belts, and now they're
thought they were gonna. I thought that was happening. I thought it was going to be Kofi Kingston and Jimmy Uso as tag champs because they both pulled it down. I was like, there it is.
I've been begging in my head. This has been my own little.
I thought it was
fantasy.
happening. I joked about it, and then it started to happen. I'm like, oh, here we go.
That's been my fantasy since like WrestleMania 2000. Like
there you go.
Like I've always wanted a tag team ladder. And I thought I'm like, oh my god, and it wasn't that, but it was still great. Kofi and the Usos, whichever one that was, I don't remember.
Jimmy.
It was Jimmy.
Yeah.
Honestly, they just hearing them chirp back and forth the whole time. Do you think Morrison felt lame? Because their trash talk was tremendous, and Morrison had nothing to say.
Yeah, I don't. Probably, I don't know. He's never really been that.
Yeah,
he's never been that guy, so it doesn't surprise me.
His promos aren't all that strong. I'll be that guy and say that. They're all right, but there's just a
definitely.
stiltedness to them. They're fine for what they are, but
And by the way, I finally did during the pre-show. I watched when they played the music video of Miz and Morrison. It was absolutely amazing. It was corny, terror, like all of that stuff, but in like the best way possible. It was very good, very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I will make a weird argument that I think the way it was, would have been better than if it was Miz and Morrison, Usos, and full New Day. I'm not trying to shit on the other Uso, Big E, or the Miz, but I think it would have been a bigger clusterfuck. I think this was more focused, and I generally enjoy that a bit more myself.
I think that's a good take.
I like that. Yeah. I like
that. Because I get when you have Money in the Bank and there's 8 guys, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, where did he come from? This, though, is like he's got him down. He's just got to get Kofi down. Oh, he's got it. Morrison might take it. Like, it was a little more streamlined, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I like that. But we got to move on. So Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. This was really 2 matches, kind of. The first one ended in a DQ. With Owens taking a chair shot, so he won by DQ, and then he basically said, no, I'm not going to win like that, blah, 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 we're going to finish this, which was good, because at first when I saw it happen, I assume most people were probably feeling the same thing, like, wait a minute, their whole buildup was they finally get to do this in the Performance Center, and then it's going to end by DQ? That's terrible. And then, that's why you got to wait.
It was the ring bell, because it didn't ring right away, because he hit him with it.
Yeah.
And he had to get it back to ring it for the DQ.
Yep, and then if you're a little patient, sometimes we got the no DQ right after.
Officially, the match was restarted, but
is that what they did? That's how.
That's what they're saying now. It really seemed like one match ended, one match started. But yeah,
okay,
they're saying,
I don't care. I disagree.
Yeah,
I don't care what they say. I disagree with 2 matches.
Yeah,
it really was. But I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
It was good. The ending spot was Kevin Owens. Jumped off of the Rab's crashing on us.
The packets they've lost.
He'll oh, there you go. Rab, you back? All right, he'll get his thing in a minute. Yeah.
I'm back.
There you go. Okay, take two, go.
Yeah. But the ending came when Owens did his little senton type deal off the top of the Wrestlemania sign through the announcer's table, and it was like, I can't believe it was like so perfectly played. Like, he hit that perfectly at the right exact spot. It was all good. Good finish. Brutal. Oh yeah, it's not
like it was a solid elbow drop. If people said he was hanging around Shane McMahon too long.
Yeah. All good. I really enjoyed this match. You know me, I'm a big sucker for no DQ stuff and a little bit of violence, which we'll talk about that later on. And I really like the other one, but we'll get there. So any other things you want to chime in on this one before we move on, guys? Nope.
I just like the fact that people were talking to Kevin Owens afterwards about how they wish he could have jumped off the pirate ship that Rabbit talked about in the arena. And then he started sharing photos that he took the last time he was there when they were announcing Mania of the pirate ship, trying to figure out how to jump off it and make the match so he could do that. So he still found a way to do it. And it was literally a giant WrestleMania sign the size of the wall. Like, think of the giant entrance trons they have. It was WrestleMania on that. It clearly they brought it over from Tampa and put it in there.
Yeah.
And he climbed up and jumped off it. Now, he probably took like 2 or 3 minutes to climb up, and they positioned it because, again, he was suddenly up there and jumped. Cool. We didn't have to wait forever for it.
The nice editing.
Down, right? Nice and quick. But you don't even think of it afterwards like, wow, that was fast.
Yeah, the gift of editing.
It was great. It really worked well. I know people were like, oh, this should have been a no DQ. And I'm like, there's no reason for it to be that. Look, we'll get there. And then I didn't know they would do it in 5 minutes from when I said that. But
yeah,
it really probably should have been that all along. Let's be honest, especially in the Performance Center. Yeah, but That's Seth Rollins' first loss at WrestleMania, kind of. It's the first WrestleMania he didn't win at, because, he lost Orton, but he won the title later. So Kevin Owens finally broke Seth's streak, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was everything you wanted from those two in that kind of match. It was good.
All right. So then next came the match that I disliked more than any match on the show. Well,
kinda
a tie. This is a tie.
Yeah.
This is the Braun Strowman ended up beating Goldberg for the Universal title. Now, I'm not mad that Braun Strowman won. That's, to me, whatever. I figured I would like to have Goldberg to have won and then go on to fight Roman and drop it to him. But I'm not that. I don't really care that much that Strowman won.
Yeah, but bro, do you like finishers?
Yeah, literally the only thing in this match was finisher. There was spear.
There were 4 spears and 3 running power slams.
And the funny thing,
I think he flexed once.
Maybe. I really hope we move on from talking about this match soon, so that, because I don't want talking about the match to be longer than the match.
Yeah, the match was 2 minutes, so yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Yes,
it wasn't entertaining.
It wasn't.
The only thing I really liked was the fact that Braun Strowman yelling in an empty arena sounds great, and he looked ready and intense. This is why it's going to be longer. Forgive me, Rap, but there's a bit of a story that Braun talked about.
It's kind of a joke.
Because I'm sorry, it's happening anyway. Braun talked about getting the call for this match because he was sent home. Like, everybody go home. Mm-hmm. We're not going to use you. We need you to go home. So he started driving home to Wisconsin, the 21-hour drive. And at hour 20, his phone rang and said, "There's an emergency. We need you. There'll be a plane at 9 p.m. So he got home in that hour, spent 3 hours to go, all right, and went to the airport and got on the private plane and flew down and got there at like 1 in the morning and went to the PC. And I don't know if he had the match right away, but that tells me it was on Thursday, because Roman was probably supposed to go on Wednesday, and that's when they learned. So he goes in there probably excited and jacked all the hell that they didn't use anybody that was there and called him in specifically for that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not one of the ones like, is Braun Strowman, did I say too little too late? Yeah, a little bit, but I've said this 9 times over. I feel to this day there's certain people that got screwed out of the title that if they put it on them, they could still make it work. And Braun's one of those guys. They can make this work. Is it an uphill battle? Yeah. That's what they do, though? Yeah. It'll be fine.
But I mean, the thing is, obviously, you would think that they go straight to Roman.
That's what I was about to say, Blake.
Probably,
that's great.
But that's not happening anytime soon, because Roman's not wrestling in that PC. So
his matches, the Braun Roman matches, are those are the Roman's best matches of the last, however many years.
Yeah.
I will agree. They're very good. They are very good.
And they've both, I think Roman's gotten better since then, and Braun arguably. So it'll potentially be.
I think it's going to be great.
But it's not happening as long as they're in the PC, because Roman is not wrestling there due to the immune thing. So
now something just came through on Twitter.
I really think there's not a lot of stuff that's going to be happening in the PC.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, that's if people thought it was transitional and he dropped the title tomorrow on SmackDown, not to Roman.
So
but anyone who thinks that is stupid.
Yeah, but a lot do.
No, they don't.
So here we go.
Idiots are loud.
Here we go. So this just came through on Twitter like hours ago. I know this is going to come out Friday, but we record on Thursday. Royal Farms Arena. I didn't even know this was still a thing. They just made an announcement. WWE Money in the Bank event, originally scheduled for Sunday, May 10th in Baltimore, has been canceled. Refunds are available, all points of purchase. So I didn't even know. I didn't even know they were still planning on doing it in Baltimore. I didn't know that part. I thought
they were still advertising it on.
I saw that, but I figured it was
Mania. They just said it was May 10th. They didn't say where or how to get tickets. Yeah. So I think it was like, we're not really going to say it. If we can, we can, but we're not going to say we are. So
it still could be PC, but we'll see. I don't know.
There's also rumors if people want to hate on Goldberg and stuff like that. We can talk about a little there, where he claimed that he had to beat the Fiend at Saudi because the current fans wouldn't believe in his character afterward if he lost to the Fiend, and he planned to lose it to Roman. And then he said, I have to lose to Braun because I'm not going to do any more matches in 2020, so I have to drop it to somebody. It's like, what the fuck? I don't know how much of that I believe.
Yeah, I don't know.
But your mileage may vary there, but I mean, Goldberg was not leaving Mania as champion. I fully believe that.
Oh, okay.
But who would he drop it to? People like, oh, it could have been Jeff Hardy. I don't buy Jeff Hardy beating Goldberg.
Yeah.
It's the only certain ones can do it. We talked about how Goldberg is a destroyer and such. Braun beating him is believable. I just hated it was 2 minutes of finisher, spear,
Yes.
finisher,
It's funny because I disagree entirely. I love that it was that because this match to be as short as possible.
Well, yes.
Why is this
that
match
is a plus.
better? Why is this match better than the Corbin match? Because the Corbin match took 10 minutes of my fucking life.
No.
And this only took a couple.
I maintain
I
that
can
you
see
can
that.
still make something out of 5 minutes with a little bit of meat in between, where it's not just
Well,
go.
Well, he just hates. He
The
just
thing is, I
hates.
haven't liked
He just hates
a
Corbin.
single one of Goldberg's matches since he came back.
That's fair.
Oh,
I mean,
whoa,
honestly,
whoa.
watching
By the
Ziggler
way,
get speared is amazing.
By since he came back, I mean in 2002. Just for the record.
No, then I think. Well, it's not right for me to say you're crazy.
No, I'm exaggerating.
I was about to say
No,
his
but I
match
mean,
with
that's right.
his match with Brock at WrestleMania was great. I love that.
That's one of the best 5 minute matches.
That was a
ever. That's
great
what I mean.
fucking match. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it was short.
No,
yes,
but that
it
was a finisher fest. But they did some stuff in between to get back to
Exactly.
the finishers.
Exactly.
This was just like I'm gonna hit my finisher. No, I am, and it's
Yeah.
a boy playing with action figures,
And
and
that's-
then I win though.
That's good. That's a good way to describe it.
I
So-
don't want to see an old guy
Oh.
just suck wind for 5 minutes.
True. Well,
Honestly,
it went
that
two.
would have gotten it to work better for Braun to be like, look, Braun's doing this to Goldberg. Like,
Either way, it sucked. When there's nothing, when it's literally just finishers. To me, this is me personally. This is me. There's what's the point? It's
I
terrible.
maintain you can make
agree.
it work,
They
but
should
this
have never
didn't.
brought Goldberg back.
Yeah, it did not. Well, that's arguable, but
No, yes, that's all Goldberg matches are. This isn't the first one.
Well, I mean, I'm
This
not
isn't the first one, guys. Come on.
No, his Fiend match was just his like spear.
sure. I agree with that.
This isn't the
Jack
first. They're
Ham-
all like this. Except this is the shortest one, which
There's
makes
some
it the
fun,
best
like
one.
I said,
But-
but I weirdly like the Undertaker match
Like, I
for all the
don't-
wrong
I
reasons.
don't
The
like-
Ziggler match was fun. There's some
I
good.
don't
in there.
like traffic, so the less time I'm
Well,
in traffic, the happier I
No,
am.
I do.
I
I
got
go
you.
like, damn, that was only 2-minute traffic.
I 100% see what you're saying. I 100% see what you're saying.
I
But,
really,
like,
I really, truly believe that this isn't even like a joke or being.
oh, I believe you. I totally.
All
believe
these matches are terrible. So the less of them that there is, the better the matches.
you. And that's
They're all this.
that's a
They're-
perfectly
they-
fine opinion.
All of them have been this.
Yep. So moving on.
No, the
Just
mileage may
Ziggler-
vary.
just
But it's
Ziggler
fair.
sells very well, but all the matches are this.
Oh, that was a little more. That was way better
At
than
least
this
to
one.
me, all the matches are this.
Yeah. So anyway, I agree with what you're saying.
Speaking
So-
of a match that isn't this,
so this
Boneyard time.
is so Boneyard match happened. Undertaker versus AJ Styles. By the way, there were no airplanes in sight that I saw anyway. That we mentioned on the last podcast.
I still concede that yes, that's a boneyard. I've done
Sure.
that publicly. Yes,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. But no
It
airplanes
was
here.
a hang. It looked kind of that.
Oh,
It looked
you're
kind
dying.
of like a hanger.
It did. It was like a barn, but yeah. Okay. So anyway, I realized right away that this match was going to be something insane. Not so much when AJ came in with the casket and all that. That was funny. That was hilarious. I like that. But when Undertaker came in with Metallica and like the different shots, I'm like, okay, this is going to be something that we've never seen before, like on a WWE pay-per-view like this. And it was crazy. Ended up in 19 minutes. There's a lot of cheesiness, there's a lot of bad acting, especially I didn't really like the OC's part in there. They didn't seem to really fill the stuff very well. And there was a lot of the cuts that weren't great where 1 minute Undertaker's bandana's like good, next minute it's like all jacked up. But overall, this was so entertaining for me, so fun. I laughed throughout the entire thing. I didn't take it too serious. I didn't take it as, a complete joke. I took it as just something unique, different, and it was entertaining. I enjoyed it 100%.
I was watching this with my wife in the room.
Yes.
To say I was watching it with my wife would be oversell, but I was watching it with my wife in the room.
Okay.
And she's conversational in wrestling because we're married. So we were watching it, and it only took like 2 minutes for her to go, "What the hell is happening?"
Oh, yeah, same thing. Jess was watching kind of as well. She was like, "What the fuck is this?" Yeah, 100%.
And while I thought it was tremendous, I was very, very sports entertained. Let me tell you, and that was great. I loved that everyone got title cards. I loved Homeboy coming in on music. Look, from now on, I take it back. I do want to see Undertaker.
There it is. This is history.
But I only want to see him in matches that are taped over 9 hours and cut.
I agree.
They taped this from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.
No shit, really?
From 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. There's some What Culture put out some like
I heard it was like 8
stuff.
hours. So yeah, that doesn't.
No, 8 hours. Yeah, that is that.
There's photos surfacing of it. Yeah,
that is 8 hours. So from 9 to 5.
Wow. That's absolutely insane. So Scott, what was your?
Sorry, there I went again.
Yep, we know. You're pixelated.
We can hear you.
So
I loved it.
All right, I'm just gonna mute him.
wait.
I'm just gonna mute him. All right, he's muted on my end, so it can't be picked up. Go for it.
I loved everything about this. It was literally Undertaker and AJ. We talked about it before, how much I wanted that and how sad I was there'd be no crowd. And I love the fact that they went, well, all right, let's just do it this way instead. And it is something they could have never done with a crowd.
Oh no!
And it was a brawl initially, and it was like, okay, they're just fighting. Cool. Okay, I get it. And then the Druids, that's a little weird, but all right. AJ's trying some stuff. OC's there. Cool. Then he's on the roof and he's still fighting, and then he got fire. Okay, he's doing all right. He's doing stuff, and he's in the grave. No, he's behind him. Like, okay, we're playing with the characters. We're having fun.
When he teleported, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking lost it. I lost my mind. It was so fucking great.
It was everything I wanted. AJ was perfect and spot on for what he was doing. Undertaker was badass and fantastic. Everything it felt right. And people like, okay, so I'll say what Lee said. He said it was a bad movie fight scene. It was horrible acting. I don't want to see this. I want to see wrestling. 100% fair point. I get that last part. The last part I agree with. I don't think it was bad acting. I don't think it was a bad fight scene. For the most part, that was really well done.
Really?
Much more than their usual.
I agree entirely with the first part. I think it was bad acting.
The acting part,
it was a bad fight scene, but I totally wanted to see it over these two guys wrestling in an empty ring. This is way better.
I'll agree with that part. It was infinitely better than what they would have done with an empty ring.
Oh, yeah.
Or even just around the performance center. No matter what it was better than that, and we can all agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
For what it was, I'm used to WWE having people overact in these situations, and it's bad. And going in, I was worried about that. I was really worried. Remember we talked about the Broken Hardy stuff, where it's like goofy and silly and hamming it up. I was worried about that. This, the way I know Lee's looked at movies where they're like so bad they're good and stuff like that, and I've done reviews for that. And I always try to draw a fine line between the so bad it's good and a guilty pleasure. And the way I look at it is when a movie like people probably know The Room with Tommy Wiseau or stuff like that, where it's or Birdemic, where it's a train wreck. And you love to watch it and see the failings.
Like Sharknado,
Sharknado. That's one thing. Sharknado went a certain way where they started doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
It wasn't just failing from it. That's a difference. You get stuff where I'll even compare it like some of the 80s action movies. People deride them and look down on them, but they accomplish their goal in what they are. And things like Predator or Running Man, where it's like it embraces and runs with it. But people look down unfairly on it. That's more of a guilty pleasure. It's like, look, I'm not ashamed to say I like this. It is good for what it is, and that's that.
And
by the way, if Lee doesn't realize that that's what wrestling is,
well, what I was going to say was that for a lot of people, they just look at this and go, "Oh, bad! It was bad acting, and it's so bad it's good." I'm like, it's better than I'd say they've ever done in this situation.
I disagree entirely with it. So bad it's good. It's good. It's super enjoyable.
Yes. It is. It wasn't so bad. It's good. That's kind of my point.
It was tremendously enjoyable.
It was like they leaned in on it.
The acting wasn't great, but these guys aren't actors.
Their mission was to go and get this across. I talked
about
about
scene, it's not like a Hollywood fight scene because these guys aren't stuntmen.
Well,
it was like wrestling on tape in a edited fashion. It's like what it was.
I compare it the way I kind of look at it, like, okay, this is going a weird side angle, but this is basically a mini movie, so that's why I'm comparing it.
Oh, it is, yeah, 100%.
In like when you see Arnold Schwarzenegger, he doesn't really act good when he's trying to do actual acting with people.
True.
But
True.
when he's like the Terminator trying to resist programming, somehow it's good acting. When he's in Predator, and there's a bit where the woman in that is talking about like the demon that hunts trophies that makes trophies of man. The look on his face is like, I'm fucked. How am I going to get my team and I out of here? That's believable because he's doing the right thing in the situation. That's where it is. Taker and AJ aren't good actors. But in as far as for a combative fight scene acting situation of I don't want to bury you when I'm going to bury you, they were perfect. They were spot on for what they were doing. That's what I feel this was. And I know I wanted to say what Cornette said about it because he said kind of similar stuff where this was basically Undertaker's action movie audition because he can't go in the ring anymore. But if you give him time between takes, he'll be fine. But it wasn't wrestling. And that's what Lee said. This isn't wrestling. Yeah, it is. It's cinematic. It's a version of it. It's not what you want about it being in the ring. Cool. There's weird circumstances different than ever before right now.
That's true. That's
for the record, I just want to say something.
Yeah.
Bad acting with fake fighting that people look down upon for being trashy. If that's not wrestling, I don't know what is.
Fair point. Fair point.
But the part that Lee and others talk about it's not wrestling is that's still a competitive sport with an element of simulating something that's actually this was a fight in a graveyard with no.
For the record, it's not a competitive sport.
It's treated as is what he's saying.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's saying it's treated as.
You know what I'm saying, right, Rab? Like,
yeah, but I think that's true in both cases.
But that's why they're. I think you're both like Lee's point and what you're saying. I think are both kind of right. They're both kind of right.
What the Boneyard match was literally two guys fighting in a graveyard.
Yeah.
What the Last Man Standing match was two guys fighting through a warehouse.
Yeah.
But it was still a match with a ref, and there was going to be a winner based on a sports outcome. Yeah. These two weren't fighting with a ref. It was just they're fighting and we're filming it. He doesn't want to see that. He wants to see a match in a style.
Do you think Lee would have been happier if there was a ref there?
No, I don't think he was. I think
and said like
honestly a little bit.
Oh, true. Oh, yes, I will say that. I do think he would be happier.
I think he would. That's kind of it because it's still a thing. He might hate on the broken hearty stuff, but at least like look, this is how they're doing their matches. See? I don't like how they do their matches. That's that. This wasn't even really a match if you call it that. If you go down that road, I'm not deriding it. I loved it.
Yeah.
But I understand where they're coming from. And unlike Lee, I'm going to shit on him here a little bit. I'm not going to call people idiots for not liking it. Because he said anybody that likes this is an idiot, basically.
Well,
that's opinion, and fair enough. I get it if you don't like certain things. But I looked at it, and I loved everything about it. It was a great half hour. It was fun as hell. And if you don't like it, I understand. That's kind of the point of what I'm saying with all this. I get it. It's not for everyone. Yeah. But it worked for what it was. It's not high art. It didn't try to be. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
To be fair, I will say it is closer to high art than
than a regular match. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
one negative I have is AJ Styles didn't do enough AJ Styles. There was no Styles clash. There was no Pele kick. There was no jumping off the roof with a four. He didn't do it. He just brawled and got beat up.
Yeah, he tried to go
a little more AJ. I feel that was the one.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
It's a good take.
I just because at that point that could have been anybody. And even though Taker's like, oh, you put up more fight than anybody else. Yeah, but he just kind of...
You know what?
That could have been Zack Ryder, and it wouldn't have been any different for what happened.
I haven't looked at it that way. That's a super good point.
It's kind of sucked. I was a little disappointed with that out of everything, but...
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the Gallows and Anderson. I thought their stuff wasn't that great. But again, the overalls, I do like it. And we brought Lee up a lot on this, and that's why I wanted him on so much, but I understand he didn't want to be on. But
again, we're trying to be fair to what he was saying, too.
Yeah,
I get why he doesn't like it. He hates this stuff. He hates the heart.
I have no interest in being fair to Lee. He's not here.
Well, no, the thing is, we're using him more as a representative for the same people that feel that same way he does, because there's a lot of them out there.
Exactly, and given their lack of representation, I would like to shit on them.
Oh my god, you're terrible. But the other thing is, I thought maybe I'm just fucking stupid for thinking this, and Lee always gets me.
You're stupid for other reasons.
There you
go.
Well,
no, say why.
Lee always gets me on this too. Lee always gets me on this too. I thought Lee was actually going to like it because of the fact that because of the fact that he always does. He kind of likes the same bad B movies that I do. Like, we get an enjoyment. Me and him share this like enjoyment of really liking bad movies and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I thought when I watched this, the first thing I thought of, which I guess shows how disconnected I am with Lee, I thought Lee was going to crack up. I thought he was going to say that was the best match WWE's ever done out of, more.
If it wasn't presented as a wrestling match on WrestleMania, I agree with you.
Yeah. Maybe,
but it was trying to be a wrestling match. Well, that's not where these go. These are their own thing. That could have been a YouTube thing they uploaded. This was a wrestling match. No, it wasn't.
There was a referee and a bell.
Oh.
I really see. He's not here, so fuck him. Never mind.
Okay. So anyway, I wouldn't say
I'm done
that.
having this conversation.
Yeah. So
I mean, the fact that it ended with fire on the roof and
I'm done having this conversation. I don't want to have a conversation with a guy who's not here.
Well, you were. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Well, maybe one day we'll talk to him about it. But anyway, moving on.
We're already an hour into this, and we've been talking 5 minutes of not here.
So
where I can't ask him these questions I want to ask him.
I know. I wanted to ask him a lot too. That's the downfall. But anyway, moving on. So that was the end. That wrapped up night 1. Night 2, which started off with the kickoff show. I actually didn't see this one. I didn't tune in until the actual pay-per-view started, so I missed the Liv Morgan and Natalya match. Anything noteworthy or anything like that?
Not really. It was fine.
Okay. Gotcha.
It sounded like pornography. It was just girls yelling.
I've heard that people said that people had to turn their TVs down because all they heard was the moaning and grunting.
Oh, really?
Charlotte and Rhea was even worse for that. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I think Liv and Natalya was worse.
Yeah. Ripley was really loud. I was like, does she normally do this? I wasn't sure.
Well, and I like that though, because you can't tell with the crowd roaring, but it's a unique situation. You get to really hear people yelling and to go back to that, they didn't cut out parts where Undertaker was just wheezing, like,
oh yes, when he was on the ground,
even Owens and Rollins after that elbow, like Rollins felt like it sounded like he's dead. Like
I gotta say, I loved.
It was great.
I loved Rollins sounding like he was dead.
It added to it, and it made me like, man, he really collapsed his lung.
Yeah, that's what happens when someone gives you an elbow drop from the top of that thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Liv Morgan Natalia thing was whatever. The thing that we were all looking forward to for night 2 was that awesome animated opening with Drew McIntyre Claymore kicking a giant octopus and Seth Rollins curb stomping a crab. With the goofy pirates. That was so much fun. We were laughing and loving it the first night, and they played it the second night again, and we loved it again.
You're right.
We didn't comment on that. It was so good.
I was disappointed that it wasn't a different one for the second.
Same. I wanted different stuff. I wanted, because they only had like 6 people in the first one. Let's do another 6. Let's go.
Yeah,
I wanted that, but
we didn't talk about that open. It was a very, at first I was like, man, what are they doing with this Jack Sparrow thing? But then they made fun of it. They mocked it in its own thing. So I was like, okay, as long as they're not trying to make this weird Jack Sparrow like actual thing, I was a little bit better with it. So I did enjoy the open.
Crab stomp.
It was very different. Very like it actually.
It's like 6 minutes too.
Yeah, it made fun.
It was really long.
Yep. But so anyway, the actual show started with Charlotte Flair defeating Rhea Ripley, taking the NXT Women's Championship. This is another one of the ones in the Prediction League I completely swapped. I said Charlotte was going to win, and came last second. I switched it to Ripley. Shouldn't have, but
I have very little say about this. So can I say it first?
Really? Okay. Yes, please do, because I thought this was a great match. Let's hear what you got to say.
It was a very good match. They've got great chemistry together. I think it sets up well for a possible rematch, especially when the champion losing or whatever. I know they said they stopped doing that, but then they didn't stop doing that, so that might happen again. And I have got no problem with Charlotte winning. We all knew it was going to happen. That's what Charlotte does, and that's really it.
Okay. I guess Scott, what are your thoughts here?
Also a really good match. 20 minutes. It was the longest match overall out of the whole damn thing.
No, Randy Orton, Edge.
Oh, forgive me. That was like
true.
like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Forgive me. They were really good when Rhea was doing the Survivor Series stuff, and you just realize, okay, yeah, she can go. And when you saw her in the Mae Young Classic game, you're like, okay, she's good, and she's 20, so she's got a future. And here she is with an NXT title at Mania, which is pretty great. I really thought either way that her winning over Charlotte especially was like, all right, rocket strapped to her. Here we go. This is going to be good.
Yep.
Or Charlotte wins. Yeah, like I said, that could be the caveat for sorry you didn't win last time. It could be simply like Charlotte wins again because Charlotte wins. I know a lot of people hate that. And what's funny is they've said a lot that Charlotte's a 10-time champion, but they always ignore her NXT title. But now she's a 2. Are we just at 12 now? Like, are we going to count the other one finally? And
Yeah, I don't
go
know.
there? I don't know. It's weird how they never counted that one, but whatever. I have no problem with Charlotte winning.
Do they count her Divas title? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, they
yeah.
do? Okay. So, I don't
Yeah,
know.
they just
Yeah,
never
weird.
counted her NXT title. It's weird. She even said, like, should I count that one and make it 12? Like, herself on Twitter was saying that.
That's good.
Now, what we've seen since in her promo kind of makes me glad they did this because it's literally big time queen of everything Charlotte looking down on everybody in NXT. That's a good heel. That's like that heel character is fantastic.
Yep.
That's going to be great shit. But a lot of people just hate it because, oh God, it's Charlotte again. And I know I'm like, oh, I'm tired of Charlotte. Is she great? Yeah. Do I want to keep seeing her win? No. But do I have a problem with it? Not really, because she's good enough and deserves it. Like, I know Beer Me and or like my co-host over on Frontline. He's in our Discord and he hates Charlotte with a passion.
Yep.
And does not waffle on that. And
No.
you even said you respect that. And I get like if he
respect
says
that he
I
sticks-
dislike Charlotte, no one should try to say, yeah, but no, he doesn't like her. It's not your mission to change his mind.
Yep.
And it's not his mission to change yours. He just that's how opinions work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got into it today, actually.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up. What I understand, like a lot of people think she just got everything because she's a Flair. Yeah, probably. Like let's not dispute that. That's probably how it all started. Has she proven herself since? I think so.
Oh,
like
100%.
if it wouldn't have worked, it wouldn't have happened. Like we've seen San Martino's son flop. We've seen I literally forgot the name I was going with. Curtis Axel flop.
Steamboat?
David Flair.
Tamina, Richie Steamboat didn't even go anywhere. David Flair, like others, a male Flair no less. Like just because you're the son or daughter of doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
After you get it gets you in the door.
100%,
Sure,
yes.
It gets you the opportunity. Yeah,
Exactly.
but you wouldn't still be on top if you weren't good enough.
Yeah.
And she is. Now, does she have more than she deserves? Well, a lot of people were saying the past couple days, and people were expecting me to flip out and be angry, and I'm not going to do that. People were saying that she doesn't put anybody over. And that goes back to what I said about the thing with Becky and Shayna. You don't have to win to be put over. Rhea looked amazing for 20 minutes.
She was over before this match, though. Like this.
She was over. She beat Shayna. Did you
Exactly.
people forget that already? She beat Shayna. The whole point of Brock Lesnar tossing 13 people was to make Drew McIntyre tossing him that much better.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar beat the streak because no one else could have made him, but Shayna did everything she could so that it made Rhea better. But Charlotte's that one, when you look through her history, it's like, well, she did it again. Ric Flair got 16. Yeah, that means he lost a lot. He put a lot over, but not everybody's going to get over on them.
Yeah.
This goes back to something Lee said about Dean Ambrose when he left to be John Moxley with only one world title reign. He should have been used better. He was used fantastically. Could he have better control stuff? Sure. Could have been a little better here and there? Yeah. But not everybody gets to be an 8-time champion.
It's true.
Like, so just because you deserve it doesn't mean you get it. That might be what's happening here where, oh, Charlotte doesn't deserve all this. Yeah, but no one else necessarily does more than her either. And that becomes opinion and back and forth. And there's no right answer to that, which is kind of my point.
Yeah.
So
The whole thing just stemmed from her not putting people over, and then I basically was like,
Which I disagree with.
I do
fully.
too. I do too. And they said, well,
It might not be in match outcomes, but that's how you get there.
I pointed out that Charlotte does lose all the time.
Lost at least 9 titles.
And they say that she never loses clean. She doesn't put anybody over. And I was just like, explain to me that was the whole crux of the whole reason for our conversation was I was asking. It wasn't just Beard. It was several other people in
A few others, though, yeah.
in our Discord. By the way, shout out if you guys want to join our Discord and jump in there and talk about all these very fun topics that we will debate you with.
And then we will talk about your take on this show. For
Yes,
45 minutes.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So please join our conversation.
Let's be clear, though. The whole Charlotte argument is not just our Discord chat. It's very prevalent on Twitter. There's
yes.
anti-Becky. There's anti-everybody. So
we spend way too much time on this podcast
talking
about people on Twitter. Not just tonight, but in general.
Okay, we'll move on.
It really drives me crazy.
So, Rab, what is your take on the Aleister Black and Bobby Lashley match?
Yo, Aleister Black's kicks look dope as fuck.
Oh, amazing.
That's my entire take.
Oh, okay.
His gear was cool too.
The thing is, like, I didn't really care about this match, going into it. Sure. They put a good match together. Bobby Lashley's a fine worker. Aleister Black's kicks are dope as fuck.
Very.
And that's basically it. This wasn't one of the big interesting matches. This is one of the match kind of things.
Yeah, no, yeah. This was pretty much just there to kind of highlight Aleister Black, get him a win on WrestleMania, I believe. But there was nothing special here with this next match. It was, Bobby Lashley. Unfortunately, was just in there to make a guy, enhance somebody, not calling him a jobber, but his job was in there to make Aleister Black look good. So, and
that can be one of those situations where you look at Bobby Lashley and it's similar to Finn Balor and even Daniel Bryan, Chris Benoit, people you look at like, man, he should be doing more. They should do more with him. He's one of those guys where people like him a lot, but he doesn't do much. Yeah, fair. I don't like that he got up right away from the finish. He got his head kicked off and sat back up afterwards. I'm like, whoa.
That's some rookie bullshit.
Now,
that honestly could have just been editing, too.
That's what I was wondering. I was going to ask you guys, did that actually happen? Because I couldn't tell if that happened.
No, it actually happened.
He rushed him and got kicked and got pinned, and then when he's celebrating, Lashley's back up in the corner going, what the?
No, but the thing is, you could see Lashley. The thing is with a finisher like Black Mass, I feel like it should always end
KO,
with with a KO, yeah. But as soon as 3 was counted, Lashley already started moving. He started rolling over.
Yeah,
weird.
So no, that wasn't editing. That was Lashley.
Okay, yeah, it was
weird.
That's the problem there, because we could jump to the fact that Brock Lesnar laid in the ring while Drew was celebrating. Like he stayed there. This should have been the same thing because it was a kick to the head. So that was the one little thing I was iffy on. I was surprised they had a competitive match for 7 minutes. I thought it'd be over in like 2.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be. It
was good and fine, but through it was like, why is this here?
Yeah, it was just
it's
showcase.
Perfectly great and good, but why?
Yeah, like I said, I think it was just a showcase for Black, but weird that Lashley. I thought that was an edit job, so yeah, that's really questionable there for Lashley to get right up right after that. But yeah, well, moving on here, we got Otis finally got a big win over Dolph Ziggler. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen, but I'll be damned.
Oh, Otis, we all said that. Yeah. We all thought that Ziggler could win that.
Yeah.
Just because he'd be that much more of a dickbag.
Yeah, but there it was. I was surprised Sonya Deville would actually come out with Ziggler, and then Mandy, of course, came out at the end and helped Otis get the win. And he got what everybody was hoping for. It was the ending. He held the girl. He got the kiss from the girl. It was the good guy gets the girl at the end. So there you go. Rab, did you have any thoughts on this one?
My biggest problem is with Sonya's involvement, and then they had like Mandy slap Sonya, and it's like, guys, we saw them hanging out on Instagram like 2 seconds ago. I don't buy it. But ever since then, they haven't been on each other's Instagram. It's ruining Demandy's Donuts. Not a fan.
What the fuck what did you just say? Demandy's Donuts?
Demandy's Donuts. They have a YouTube show where they do donuts, where they try donuts.
Wow.
Yeah, they travel around trying donuts.
They travel around trying donuts.
Like high energy protein donuts they've developed. Goldberg was just inhaling them. Yeah.
Wait, so do they make them or they just try different companies?
They do both. They do both. They try donuts. They go to places and have regular donuts, but also they sell these protein donuts.
Well, then hopefully they get over it so they can continue their show then. If they're not,
it's that classic case of the old school Russian wrestler will not speak English when he's in the shopping mart. It's that kind of thing.
Wow.
And they're doing it on Instagram, which cool. No one else does, but it's good.
They completely split. They live together.
Like they were tweeting that she's like, answer my calls. Come on, like it's pretty great.
The thing is that they're in the same. They live together in the same apartment, so they've been together this whole time, and they've been on Instagram tweeting this whole time. And then the moment the match happened, and they slap, that's it. They're done. They actually changed the logo. They've got a logo with both of them for the Mandy's Donuts. Apparently, I know way too much about this.
You do. You know quite a bit. But that's fine.
Too much.
That's fine.
And in the logo, they changed the logo so that Mandy is slapping Sonya.
Well, that's good. I
love that. That's great.
Good. Yeah, this is a whole nother element I didn't know about. All the way the Instagram story and the YouTube stuff. That's great.
It was a fun, simple, feel-good match with getting the girl at the end. It was a WrestleMania feel-good moment.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean,
with no crowd, sadly, but it was still good.
Yeah, this is one that we even said this one was going to suffer from not having a crowd. It did for the moment at the end, but yeah, it was a fun little match. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short. It was right in the middle. I think there was nothing.
It was just right.
It was just right.
And it was a Mania, like timing-wise. This could have been whatever. Any pay-per-view was good, but it happened to be Mania. It worked.
Yeah, it was fine. It was the blow off to a big angle. It deserves to be on Mania.
Yep, and that a lot of people were saying one of the best planned built angles that WWE had going at the time. So yeah, it was good. Anyway, moving on. Last man standing match. This is the match that did, according to Wikipedia, it went on for 36 minutes and 35 seconds.
Only?
That according to
Wikipedia.
Say
something?
Sure.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I must be the only person on the planet who did not think this match was too long.
I don't know. I really enjoyed it, so I really didn't complain about the time.
At no point did I think during this match, like, fuck, man, this shit will not end.
Now,
I seem to be alone on this.
I didn't think it was too long. I was astonished how long it was. But I wasn't like, oh god, it's dragging. I was like, man, it's still going.
Honestly, I never noticed.
I know I did, yeah.
I enjoyed it for 37 minutes.
I knew it was long, but yeah, I'm with you. I never thought, oh my god, when is this shit gonna end? At once, I knew both these guys
thought it would drag.
And
I don't think it's
I get that. It's long as fuck.
Yeah.
Let's not.
And
especially compared to everything else. It does stand out, yes.
Let's not get things twisted. It's super long.
Yeah.
But for me, it was. Sure. I had no problem with how long it was. None. I was thoroughly entertained the entire way through. I thought they told a great story. I still like Randy the whole time, just acting as if he was doing this with Edge's best interest.
I loved it.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
good
favorite part of it is when they're in like the back with all the random props and shit, and the look on Edge's face is like, you know that he should be out there with the crowd cheering everything on. That's what the plan was, obviously. Mm-hmm. But the fact they had to change tack, do it in the Performance Center warehouse with all the random shit on top of a truck, the look on his face is like, it's silent. It's probably 2 a.m. He's looking down at him going, I can't believe you've done this to me. There was a different level of emotion that I loved that he was able to pull off in that. It's like, look what you've made me do in this shitty top of a truck garage, you motherfucker. It was so good. I loved it.
And I will say, I think both these guys did a fantastic job, both with the acting, the match. I love a good brawl. I love a good hardcore match. This checked off every box for me. I was not historically, I am not the biggest Edge fan, but like after this, like I am almost, you know how when Shawn Michaels came back, like Shawn Michaels arguably had a better career when he came back after his injury. I'm more of an Edge fan after this match and after this story and everything than I was back in the day during Edge's run. So if he does, I don't know if he's going to go through a full run like Michaels did, but the build up to it kind of alluded to that, where, once he like took a bump or something, he felt no pain, that he instantly switched into like training, working out to get back in ring shape. And that was
the 24 special is apparently amazing. The Second Mountain, it's apparently one of the best things
I haven't seen
ever.
it yet. Yeah, it's supposed
I've
to be
heard
great.
it's so good. Yeah, so I gotta watch that.
Yep. But man, I'm much more into Edge now after this match than I was back in the day. So I'm really interested to see, and I hope, selfishly, I hope he does have a good long run here.
So. Well, I was never like he was never one of my favorites, but I always liked him. I'm like, oh, cool Edge, yeah.
Yeah.
But when he came back, I was like, oh, this is going to be good. I like this because he's kind of like the grizzled veteran, which Edge never was. He was the wily opportunist. Right now, he's like, I've seen some shit.
Yeah.
I know how to beat. You don't even know. And 9 years later, here he is. That was cool. I really like that a lot. The fact that he's coming back in this way, and they've posted since then, who do you want to see Edge face? And they've listed different opponents. I'm like, it's not over. That's the best part. This could still go. Will it be an awesome run like Michaels? I don't know, but I'm up to find out.
Yep. So moving on. It was the Raw tag team title match that is. Street Profits defeated Angel Garza and Austin Theory, who replaced Andrade, Rab's favorite guy over there. But Selena Vega came out, and the funny thing is because Jess was watching the show. And kind of like Rab's wife was. She was kind of just like there, kind of observing some of it. And she was like, wait a minute, wasn't she with this other guy? And I had to kind of like explain that they're kind of a team and that Austin Theory came in and then he's some 22. I looked it up. I think 22-year-old dude.
He is 22. He's 22.
Yeah. Man, I feel like these guys could have done some really good stuff, but they just didn't get the time. It was kind of a quick match and it was over kind of just as soon as it got started, I thought. But it was kind of forgettable, which is kind of crappy. But either way, Austin Theory had his pay-per-view debut at WrestleMania, so that's fun. What was your you guys same kind of thoughts almost?
I don't disagree with anything you said, except for talk about two more guys who need to have the mics on all the time. The Street Profits.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
On the hot mics.
It's WrestleMania! The whole time. Yeah. And then Garza's like, it's WrestleMania! Taunting him back. Yeah, that was everything I could hope for. That was pretty great.
Yeah.
When Theory's music started, it was after a package, and they came back to the ring, and music was up. Like, what the hell's going on? Oh, it's Austin Theory. That's his theme song, I guess.
Yep.
It was like, oh, him. Okay.
I felt the same way when Elias's theme played. I'm like, what the fuck song is this?
Oh,
like,
at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because we never hear it. That's the funny part. We never hear Elias's theme song. But
honestly, the thing that stood out more was the attack at the end with Selena. So that Bianca Belair came out because she's actually with Ford.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ford literally is like slinking around, looking at her like, "Oh
great.
yeah!"
I loved that.
It's like, oh, it was great.
Maybe it's because I am a man in a marriage where I very much love my wife.
Well, that's
so
good.
I very much enjoyed seeing a man just really just be like, yes, my wife is a queen.
just picture Montez Ford doing what he does,
great.
But oogling over the love of his life.
Yeah,
it was so great. Just like, yes, look at my wife. She is. Y'all are all looking at her. You should be. Look at her.
She's mine, and it was great.
So it's going to be interesting. And she was on Raw, so I guess maybe she did get moved over to Raw. I guess.
She announced yesterday that she goes here now.
That is how
she put it.
Good deal. I love that. I love
so
that quote.
Everybody who was expecting Charlotte to drop it to Bianca,
Oh yeah.
No, she's on Raw now. She goes here now.
They swapped. Yeah. No, I loved when she said that line to Charlotte. That was fucking great. You don't even go here. That was awesome. Anyway, moving on. That was literally the highlight of the whole segment was.
But they did get it beat down after, so they're not done with that. I have to feel.
That's good.
So
that's good.
There'll be more. So which is fine. They could do something with that, I think. But.
Yep. So next was the Fatal 5-Way Elimination match. As expected, I thought Tamina got eliminated first because why the fuck's she in there? And Bayley won. It was they teased a turn where Becky accidentally hit Sasha Banks.
No, Bayley, not Becky.
Oh, sorry. Yes, correct. It was not Becky. It was Bayley. Bayley almost, she did hit Sasha Banks, and then it made it look like it was going to be a little turn job that everybody's kind of been waiting for, but they already did it. Either way, Banks came out and helped Bayley beat Lacey Evans to get the win and keep the title. This ended up going pretty long. It was almost 20 minutes according to Wikipedia here. I don't know. It was.
It's fine.
It was okay.
For as many people, actually, I didn't like it at all.
I didn't hate it, or didn't dislike it. It was just kind of like bored. I wouldn't say I was bored. I just don't think it was. It's just not very memorable. Like it was like.
I gotta say honestly, I think.
That's fine.
I think I have been. It's not that it's a women's match. I have been a huge fan of women's matches.
All right, Lee. All right.
Yeah.
You know, I've got tons of friends who are women. Look, no, seriously. No, I found it, honestly, I just found it, there was nothing really interesting about it. The end, yeah, sure, the end was a little interesting. You know, with the, is she going to swap? You know, is she going to switch sides? Is it going to be a turn? Is it going to whatever? You know.
Like they've been doing for years.
Yeah,
But-
that's what I didn't like actually, but yeah.
Well, no, but I mean,
okay
but,
with
but I'm okay with it. I don't think it was like, you know, groundbreaking or anything. I get exactly what you're saying, Bomber, but it was the only thing that I felt was of note. I mean, the rest of the match
True.
has not happened, you know,
Yeah.
compared to that. It was boring. The match to me was really boring. I just was bored out of my mind.
It's understandable.
I thought it lost steam when it got down to 3. It was more fun when there was more people in it.
I agree.
True.
It was more fun when there was more people in it.
When it was down to, I almost said Becky, God damn it, Bailey,
Yeah, my
Banks,
bad.
and Lacey, I was like,
And Naomi, yep.
she's well, no, first Tamina went out. I'm like, okay, because they all teamed on her,
Yeah, yeah.
and then Naomi, and then it was down to Lacey, Sasha, and Bailey, and with the kerfuffle or whatever, Sasha went down, and it's Bailey and Lacey, and they kept going. I'm like, no, we're done. Why? I am not here for this. I don't care about the, and that's
Yeah.
why it went almost 20 minutes. It's like this could have been 15, and I would have been fine with it. But
Yeah.
it dragged with less. I'm like, this is not as good. I'm not enjoying it as much.
The
It's
match
still
would have
totally
been better
fine,
if it-
but
the match would have been better if it was 12 minutes long.
I think it would have been better if it wasn't elimination, and they were always in there trying to get one
That-
up on each other.
I agree with
That
that.
might have been better. I normally like elimination, but I don't think it worked here
100. Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that
Maybe,
one.
maybe.
because it dragged when there was less people.
Yep.
So-
All right. So next up was the other big controversy, I guess, if you want to call it that, as far as match types go. The Firefly Funhouse, Bray Wyatt defeated John Cena. Kind of. It was a weird. I mean, this
Well, he
was
did.
true. Very
No,
loose.
he did. There was a pin and everything.
Yes, he
There was a
pinned
pin and
himself.
A,
Yes.
a 3 count and everything. Let's not, you know.
Yes.
Fine. The other guy got buried in a thing and there was no bell. Whatever. No. This was a wrestling match where he
Sure.
won.
Okay. Yes. This was again Jess, who's not the biggest wrestling fan, said this is like a acid trip. That was her description of the match, because it was she didn't really look away. It was one of those things where you kind of had to like watch and see what's going on. Now I know some people aren't going to get all the references. There was a lot of like.
There's so many references.
Yeah, and I think that the more hardcore fans, that's why they really like this match. But I guess Scott, what was your thoughts here overall on this match?
Fine. In the moment, I was in disbelief at what I was watching, and I was enjoying it for the simple fact that they were doing it. When Cena came out, I was like, oh, I guess it starts in the ring.
I was confused.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Welcome to Wrestlemania. And it all went weird, and like showing old footage. And when the moment they showed WrestleMania 1 footage of Vince McMahon, I was like, oh, okay, let's go. And then it took a little while to get where it was going, and then Cena came out Johnny Boots and Tights with the SmackDown fist, which they didn't even elevate; they just filmed in front of
So
it.
I want to say something real quick.
Go.
When we were watching during the Edge Randy Orton, and they're in the back like amongst a bunch of props.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I wish they had run into the fist back there somewhere. So then when it showed up like 3 matches later, I was like, there it is.
Oh my god. So excited for the fist.
But the fact that they were reliving stuff, and when Bray Wyatt was doing Kurt Angle's promo intercut with footage of Angle, I was like, I'm really liking this. Because again, as an editor, I know how tricky that can be. And when you pull it off, it's good. It's real fun. But then he tried to like change history and how he kind of avoided the ruthless aggression, blah, blah, blah. And we went through Word Life, we went through different stuff. And
Yep.
probably my favorite bit of all of it was when Cena, when it was like the WrestleMania 31 match, or 30, when it was Wyatt and Cena the first time. And he's like, do it. And you see the footage of him staring at him, do it. And they keep cutting back and forth. It's just,
Yeah.
I liked it. As someone who's editing, I really liked it. Now, then they did stuff with like the NWO where Bray is Eric Bischoff and Cena's Hogan. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
this
that was
is neat and ridiculous, but I don't understand why.
That one was
I
a
don't
more
get
of a random, but yeah, entertaining but random
I
part.
don't understand why that was a thing they did, other than when they were found the fist, they found the Nitro stuff. I don't get it because Cena was always the Hogan fan.
But the way I looked at it was,
Uh-huh.
it's funny because to me that actually made a lot of sense.
Okay.
To me, that was drawing a parallel. We're getting way too. This is why this match was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was meant.
Parallels now.
Yeah, it was meant
To
to be
me,
that
that
way.
was drawing
Well,
a
no, that's the point of it. Yeah.
to how Hulk Hogan eventually got to a point where everyone wanted him to turn because he wasn't interesting anymore, and then he had to do that just to grab interest, and he was making that parallel between John Cena and Hulk Hogan.
See, I was wondering if that's what they were going with, but
at least that's what I got from it while watching it. That's what I got from it.
Yeah.
When it was going through and it was the ruthless aggression stuff, we're like, let's go back to where it began, and they brought out the old Saturday Night's Main Event. I lost my mind when that came up.
Yeah.
And then they had like the old blue cage and Johnny Large Meat is
That was-
working out, and they kept doing it.
Lost it. Yep.
Like it was great, but this is where I was like, where they were doing stuff similar to the old Hardy thing, where it was like looking back and there's sound effects when he looks. I'm like, I get that's Firefly Funhouse, but this is not going to work for a lot of people. I know it isn't, and they're going to lose people during that. The only reason, if the only reason this worked for you is because you got the references, then subjectively on a whole, it's actually a failure because it doesn't work normally. And
yeah, for most people, the
that's-
average person, yes,
like,
I see. Yep.
Think of Avengers or the big movies where they'll reference stuff. You might not understand what that reference was, but they build it in a way that you understand the context of why it's important. You might not get the full meaning, but they still made it a point of it.
Well, you should have been watching wrestling since you were a kid. Sorry, guys.
But that's kind of it. Like when you think of it,
If you're not in your 30s,
dude, if you're not in your 40s,
That's true.
for Saturday Night's Main Event, you had to go back for some
True.
shit. NWO is 20 years. The other stuff is 30. It's again, I'm not trying to shit on it, but it's
it's a perfect.
when you're a
legitimate point.
wrestling fan, you will eat this shit up.
Yeah.
If you're not, it might not work for you. The Boneyard match, here's how I compare it. You don't have to be a wrestling fan to potentially enjoy that. You'll get what's going on when he's talking about, you want to take my wife? What's her name? Huh? What's wrong with you? You understand immediately that these guys don't like each other, and you get the sense of why. Cocky prick versus old veteran. Okay, they tell the story. When you know beyond, it adds to it. This one, you don't know what the fuck is happening unless you know beyond.
Yeah.
But if you do, holy shit, it was fun. But I didn't enjoy it as a match at all because it wasn't.
Yeah.
But it was a great segment for 19, 20, whatever minute, 13 minutes, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. But okay.
So I want to say, a couple of things.
Yep.
I think Scott makes tremendous points.
Thank you for
I
not
don't
calling
agree
me
with
Lee
them
as
all.
well. It's coming. I'm waiting for it. It's there. He's got it.
I'm saving it.
It's in the pocket. Yeah.
No,
But yeah.
I think makes tremendous points, and really frames this for me in a way that I hadn't thought about. Because obviously, I really looked at it through my lens, through the lens of a person in there. I'm still holding on to being in my early 30s, so early 30s.
You're good. You're good.
For a whole nother year. Wrestling fan. So for me, I saw the Boneyard match and go, this is tremendous. I fucking loved this. This is my favorite thing in WrestleMania this year, and maybe my favorite thing in WrestleMania for a while now. I fucking love this. And then this happened. I'm like, never mind, Boneyard. This is not my favorite thing.
Interesting. Okay.
I loved this so much. And yes, maybe it's because of a lot of things that Scott was talking about. I am 100% the target market for these references. 100% the target market for what this was.
It's such good shit.
For one, it's such good shit.
Yes.
And maybe it's maybe it's because I feel like WWE does not cater enough to me, to those people who are like me.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Way too much. It's a pretty big and I think pretty good criticism of them that they don't touch on their past enough. That they run things as if I only just started watching wrestling. It happens all the time. They just forget shit. And then you go like, yeah, but what the thing from before?
That's Drew McIntyre's first ever shot at the title. No, he was in a chamber beforehand. What are you talking about?
But that's not now,
Exactly.
Fine,
exactly.
whatever. You have to have the 2-second memory in WWE sometimes. They'll bring things back when they need it, but in general, just forget about it.
Yeah.
So for me, this was just so much the opposite. There's like, yeah, man, you're making all these references to things that and I'm making those connections as to why it's why he's coming out like the NWO and why he's the stupid fucking meat-headed guy in the night. You're making those, how many people have made those disparaging remarks about John Cena, that you're kind of getting at using this stuff.
Oh, the ending of it where he's like, I'm going to take out the most overhyped entity in WWE and playing that back over Cena himself. I'm like, I
almost just got up and like ran in circles.
Like we're evaluating it from a filmic perspective, which is appropriate. That's part of where this comes in because they actually hit that level.
Yeah,
I really think. And again, normally they don't. And you can give credit to whatever you want. I know Borash and somebody else I forget who worked with Matt Hardy on the Broken stuff had a big hand in these.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, people say Matt Hardy invented it. God damn it. Vampiro and someone had a graveyard match.
Everyone says that. Vampiro had a graveyard match.
They're like Hulk Hogan has done goofy shit and Ricky Steamboat fought ninjas on Tuesday Night Titan. Like this is not new, but it being this good is new.
It hasn't
Matt
happened
Hardy is the first to go with full conviction. I saw someone mention that. I'm like, that's actually it.
True.
To go all in.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Is the way. So the fact that they went all in on this, okay. People in our Discord especially liked this one more than the Boneyard. And I think part of it was because it was so much more unbelievable and catered to them, like you're saying, Rab. And also, though, the Boneyard was kind of like, it's two guys fighting in the dark, and it's dirty, and it's kind of violent, and kind of like, oh, God. Okay, what am I watching? This one is like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
Why is he punching a puppet in the ring? What's going on? What is happening?
Yeah. So
it was more upbeat, I think, in ways too, until the Fiend came out and it got that.
So Rab was pretty clear. He liked this match, the Firefly Funhouse, over the Boneyard match. Do you feel the same way, Scott? Or do you which one do you prefer better than the other?
As far as for what I enjoyed more, the Boneyard. I could probably rewatch the Firefly Funhouse more often.
Oh, sure.
Because it was just like, my God.
And you'll probably miss stuff that you like. You'll catch stuff that you missed. Yeah, that's the good thing about those. Yeah.
But again, I'm a sucker for when you do some cool editing and compilations and stuff, and it was chock full of that. The Boneyard, I think, it was more what I like out of this kind of stuff. But it's like calling something that was a good movie, but this is a better film. If you people get that.
Sure.
The Wyatt Cena, the fact that Cena was clearly all in on doing this and making Bray, like he was self-depreciating to the nth degree.
Yep.
Like I've never seen, and it was fantastic. That was probably better for what it was in that regard for what they were accomplishing. But I still want to watch Taker and AJ fight for 20 minutes, probably more than I want to see these guys do goofy stuff for 10. So even though, like Rab said, he liked one over the other, but he still loved it. I love both.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Exactly what I said. I saw that. I saw that on or I didn't see it on Saturday, but I saw Saturday, and I go, "This is the best thing they've done in years." And then I saw Sundays, and I go, "No, this is not."
Just wait, WrestleMania is 2 days. You got one for each day.
And it's funny because you mentioned how they started, with John Cena's music, and he's going to the ring, and that started happening. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Oh, come on, guys.
I was like, what? Yeah, same boat.
I was in Discord like, how are they going to get there? And just blink, you are.
They hooked the shit out of me.
Same.
I'm like, oh, come on. Oh, no. Oh, it's great. Never mind. Y'all got me. Good shit. This is good shit.
Yeah.
The fact that wasn't bleeped, for one, but clearly referenced the line. And, like, the fact that Undertaker was bleeding on his arm, and they didn't. It was taped. They did that spot to bleed. Like they were not holding back with what they were doing on this. And to think that neither of these matches would have happened this way if not for this whole stuff with COVID-19.
Exactly.
Like they have made in these two matches the best out of a bad situation.
Yep.
Should they have done it? Probably not. But they did damn good. So.
Yeah. And as far as which one I preferred over the other, I also am going with the Boneyard. I'm as I've always said, I'm more into the brawly, the hardcore type stuff. the other one was so in depth. It was almost like when you watch, one is an action movie and one is one of those what, I don't know the term for those movies, but like where they're way too involved. Like they're super involved and there's stuff you miss and they make you think. They make
you
one
make me
major
think like an art film.
Exact art film.
Well, when
Boom.
it comes down to it, the entirety of the Firefly Funhouse match really came down to the last like minute when the Fiend grabbed him and hit him.
Yeah.
Like if there was a bit more, if they went for probably another 2 or 3 minutes of just something actually, I don't know, wrestling a bit or fighting, where Cena, the Superman, like what was that? Like it takes more than that to take down Superman. The fact that Bray had that line was so good, but they should have actually done a little bit in there to actually show, in here, Cena's nothing.
Yeah.
One move almost wasn't enough after we saw 4 spears to Strowman. Like it on an overall show balance, I think they should have hit Cena with a bit more to get across the fact that he's done. This is it. And people are like, oh, that's the last time we ever see Cena. I'd have no problem with that. Yeah. Could you imagine if that's it? Cena never comes back. He's in the Hall of Fame 3 years. Like what?
I wish I had.
Can you imagine that?
Hold on, hold on. Keep talking. I got the tweet on hand.
Oh yeah, he said something about all things come to an end. Like what?
Here it is. I got it.
I don't believe it, but oh my god, right?
I don't believe it either. But this was his exact tweet that he sent out today. All things end when it's time to leave. Leave them guessing. So good. And tweet
the fact
there.
that he literally blinked out in a camera cut.
Yep.
He disappeared.
He did. Well, just like Undertaker, there was 2 teleports.
Undertaker put AJ in a pit and put sand on him, and his hand was sticking out, mannequin hand.
Yeah.
And that's it. And oh my god, he left him buried, and he threw Gallows off a roof and tombstoned Anderson on top and lit it on fire. He killed those men and drove off. Okay,
Yep.
but they're probably fine.
But they still exist.
John Cena vanished inside of Bray Wyatt's mind. He's gone. Like what?
Oh, it was so great.
So-
I mean, the idea that Bray is basically getting back at Cena for all he, and when they went back to like old swampy Bray Wyatt, that was all, and just being like, you claim to be a man of the people, but clearly the people didn't want you.
Yeah.
The people wanted me. But your
Firefly
ego wouldn't let you have it.
Yeah.
And that's basically what the whole thing was about.
And
And
4
then-
years later, he's like, "Yeah, you're right. Let's do this right."
Storytelling.
so good.
Storytelling, my friends.
then,
It was one of the best promos I've ever seen. I don't know how good of a match it was. It was one of the best promos ever.
I'm with you. Yeah.
It was one of the best wrestling things. I'll call it that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was one of the best wrestling things I've ever. It's one of the most creative things I've ever seen come out.
So
of
we
wrestling.
went from that to the main event being the main event of WrestleMania that night.
Yes,
The main event, Drew McIntyre defeating Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship in 4 minutes and 35 seconds, according to Wikipedia. This one, everything I said about the Strowman and Goldberg, copy and paste. This was literally F5, Claymore kick. F5, Claymore kick, Claymore kick, match over.
God. I feel there was a bit more to it, but I don't disagree.
Very
at the same
slightly.
Time.
There was
those moments in between of like Lesnar being all like, fuck you, and like this a bit of back and forth, which is what I wanted from Strowman and Goldberg. So that would have fleshed it out a bit, but it still was just a finisher fest. It's like, guys, Brock Lesnar's fucking great. We saw him go for a half hour in the Rumble, and Drew McIntyre's good too.
That's what very
Just go.
confusing.
Let them have 10 minutes. It would have been fine. You gave Drew and Big Show 6 afterwards, so what's the problem? You had time.
It is really weird. It's a very strange decision for them to make. I didn't hate it.
I love that he's champ. It's awesome. I love that he beat him.
Yeah.
Clean.
Well, even then, I didn't hate the match.
But it's like that was not a good match to watch.
No, not at all.
I'm going to say something controversial here. I'd never do that. But I liked the Lesnar Roman match that everybody hated from a couple years ago. I like that better than this match. This was at least that other one was a match. See, the thing is,
I get you. No, it was bad though.
I
but
understand.
I did not like that match at all. And it having at least content doesn't make it better than this one, even though it was a flashy whatever.
I agree with Scott.
I'm okay.
I get it, but I hated that, and I wanted that one to end.
I'm okay.
And it had a bad outcome. Oh.
Yeah, I'm okay with Goldberg's match, not being good because it's not as surprising. But Brock Lesnar is an amazing wrestler. He can definitely go still right now. Drew McIntyre is good. We know, just what you said already, but they did this. It's like, why? Like, what is the goddamn point of turning two guys that can do this in the main event? I understand if it was.
Do you think they would have done this if it was in front of a crowd?
I honestly don't know.
I'm not sure on that.
I don't know.
Why would they? Say they might have.
Why would they
not?
not?
Know why. My first thought is that they did this because.
But why would they? I mean, I don't know any reason.
No. The thing is, it's not why would they. It's this. You would never expect them to do this. So I'm looking for reasons for them to do this, not reasons for them not to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of.
I'm trying to come up with a reason for this, and the only reason I can think is I don't know. They didn't want to, waste all that effort.
Okay,
they didn't want to waste.
That makes sense, and that's the easy way out to say that too. To say, oh, Lesnar didn't want to do it.
But when the other
true.
When the other 16 matches are going, at least going all out. Like, say what you want about Corbin and Elias, they went for 9 minutes. They brawled and stuff. Like they tried. Like I know the nerve. But all these guys, everybody, let's look at this again. The fact that Taker and AJ filmed for 8 hours overnight and whatever Firefly stuff was, they all went out there. And then the champ, the champ probably was like, whatever. Because he did that with Ambrose. He really did.
Yeah,
but
he is
doing everything to help Drew. He's like, pick up the title. People heard about that. Whatever. It could have been so much more. That's it. It's a classic case of it could have been a lot more. But it wasn't great for what it was either.
To me,
so
this was.
No, I agree with Lee.
There it was.
There it is.
So this to me was a very good show with a bad ending. After it was over. After I mean, that's that's everybody's opinion. But I thought this match. Was such a dud, like a fart, a dud. This was a dud.
If that match was placed elsewhere, it would have been okay. I get what you're saying. It shouldn't have been the main event like that.
Sure, yeah. It was just a weird ending.
Because if that was like Seth and Goldberg or Brock, how it started, it was like bam, 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 over. Okay. If they opened with that, sure. But that should not have been the end. I get you. Because it was almost unsatisfying just to watch kick, suplex, F5, kick, done. Oh.
Yeah.
I want a little more out of my finale, I guess. I get you for that, yeah.
I wonder if it didn't bother me so much because I was still so jacked from
that's possible.
No, honestly, because I watched this match and I was like, well, that was quick. Yeah. All right. Guess that was quick. Good for Drew.
It is not fair to judge it for what it could have been. I know that's what we always do. I know that's a problem.
Oh, it's 100%.
But for what it was, I was left wanting more. Because I know what they could. It's a roundabout. But
and I will say, there's a difference between being left wanting more and being glad it's over and not having to deal with it anymore.
Well,
for that one, I'll be honest. I wasn't glad it was over. I was surprised. I'm like, oh, that's it. Even after this 5F5s, whatever. Like, oh, okay, we're done already, huh? I expected more.
No, but I mean, what I'm trying to say is it's that I'm agreeing with you. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes there's a bad match and you go, what the fuck was that shit?
Yes.
Fuck this bullshit. And it sounds like Bomber kind of feels that way. For me, it was more, oh, well, that was quick. That's weird. They didn't do a better match.
Yeah. But I mean, there's nothing wrong. If you leave them wanting more, well, okay.
Sure.
That's not bad. But
and it also...
It shouldn't be because you under-delivered. That's the real problem, too.
And for me, also, I personally just dislike, finishers so much in a match like that. And the fact that this match and the other one, the Goldberg match, was... nothing, like the only moves, there was one German suplex I think in this match, but the rest of them were finishers, and it's just two guys capable of doing more. That is a bad point, but I think the fact that it ended on this note, which was I think what kind of makes it suck a little bit more for me, that such a good show that I really did I'm not saying this match wrecked the show or anything at all. I'm just saying this is still a really good show, but the ending was a dud. It just sucked for me. But that's what's up?
That's right. I can't wait for this podcast to be over to go watch the Firefly thing.
There it is.
All I was going to say...
I'm so jacked up.
the thing at the end of it that really got my attention, and something that I was calling for over the entirety of the 2 days, was when Drew has the title, and he reaches out to the camera and says, "This is for all of you."
I really like that a lot.
Go like that. That was okay. You know what? This guy's gonna be a good champ. I had that feeling in my head.
And maybe that's another reason it didn't bother me as much. I really liked that.
Because that was, and he even said, like, we were told not to look at the camera, don't break the fourth wall, but I had to because that's where they were. I was like, oh, that's really good. I like Drew even more now. That's really cool. And the fact that he did that, like, my WrestleMania moment, you're all seeing it the same way. It's like he made the best of a bad situation because he's like,
sure.
How am I going to deal with not having 70,000 people potentially screaming my name as I win the title? I don't know how to comprehend that yet. Well, he obviously figured it out.
And he
even said, like, he was lost in his mind for a bit, holding the belt. Then he realized, oh, crap, it's still being... oh, God. And he stood up, he reached for the camera, he did all his thing, and it was just a very cool moment. And I wanted more of it, but I'm glad it didn't happen because it made that moment even better.
Yeah, he's the number one person, obviously. I think we said this coming in, that negatively impacted by not having a crowd, because everybody wanted to see him win. That whole arena, for the most part, would be chanting his name, cheering. Like that would have been like
1, 2, 3 when he Claymore kicks and everything. Yeah,
yep. It would have been a super finish to that show. Like as far as the crowd interaction that is. So I mean, not like we can help it. It's just the way it is. So.
I love the fact that he's champ. I'm very happy. You want to talk
sure.
history? That is the first British world champion for WWE. He's literally the second British world champion ever after, I think, Nick Aldis. So
there you go.
Technically, I mean, he's British. His fact is United Kingdom. He's Scotland. So, I mean, But yeah, it's pretty cool. Everyone thought it would be Barrett or Regal or whatever, but here. So
I'm surprised it wasn't Barrett. Holy shit. They gave him the Intercontinental title like 20 times almost, it seemed like.
No one would have been surprised if Wade Barrett was ever WWE champ. Looking back now, you're like, but yeah. I love the fact that he pulled it up. I like it.
Either.
Yeah.
You know what we didn't talk about?
What's that?
Gronk.
Oh, fuck. We didn't. The new 24/7 champion.
He went out on the first night and attacked R-Truth when he was up in the area, and Mojo pushed him off and won the title. And I'm like, oh, he's winning that tomorrow night. Yeah. So when he has a promo saying, I want to win it tonight on night 2, oh, yeah. And he won it. He did a dive off the top, and then the Revival tweeted saying, if Gronk does it, can we all stop with the dives now, please? And Gronk still is your 24/7 champion right now.
He's probably going to hold it for it. Well, no, I guess they are technically kind of doing shows still.
They're apparently taping tomorrow something.
Okay, well there you go. He might.
And we, I think we probably mentioned on the last show. There's rumors that they're like signing him to a contract. But then there's rumors that came out today that he's kind of working out with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to rejoin.
Oh my God,
Tom Brady.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Rumors.
Wow, that would be. WWE would probably love that. They would probably be like, please do go get more spotlight and come back.
It almost sounds like that was part of the plan of having it in Tampa Bay with Gronk, and
wow.
Like, he can be there.
No, because we didn't know Tom Brady was going there at the time.
Oh, that's true.
We didn't know.
True.
True.
Also, I would like to note.
Yep.
We spoke about this before. Before the last show, we delayed the taping because I got drunk watching the Masked Singer.
Yeah,
you did.
Where Gronk was the white tiger, and he showed up in tiger print on the show.
Oh, yes, he did. Blue tiger.
And that was taped weeks prior, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, cool. Well, who knows what's going to happen with Gronk? We'll see.
Who knows what happens with anything right now?
That's true.
Weird, so.
Yeah, and hopefully McIntyre gets a good, a good run with that belt. Hopefully it makes everybody happy. We don't make everybody happy, but you know what I mean. Hopefully it's not a shitty run, because I think he should be a really good champion. So.
Oh, definitely.
He's definitely. I mean, we know he's good enough he can cut the promos. We know he's good in the ring. If something screws it up, we'll see what it is. But I see no reason why he shouldn't have a very good title run.
No, I want to say now that we're done with WrestleMania.
Yes, we are done.
I want to say that we're definitely now getting to the point where they should think about shutting down, because Raw was horrendous.
I didn't see all of it. I've only
saw. They have no direction. I think the Raws leading up to WrestleMania worked because they had a direction. They were already going in this direction, and yeah, they got sidelined. They had to figure it out, but they had somewhere they were moving to. Right now, they clearly have no direction. They don't know when the next pay-per-view is going to be. They don't know how they're going to shoot it. They don't know when they're going to shoot it, and Raw reflects it.
And I mean, and that's understandable. So I mean, they're kind of in a hard spot. So I will say that, yeah.
Oh, they're super in a hard spot. I'm not blaming them for it. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
It might be getting to the point where it's like, maybe show some old Raws or something. I don't know. I feel that
Like best of Raws, maybe.
Like
I don't know. Or something
NWA
like
aired an old Paul Boesch Texas episode the other day and been re-airing their old stuff, and it's clip show time now for everybody.
I really think so, but apparently they're going to keep trying to make it happen somehow.
That's a good segue and moment to close the show on, actually, because I wanted to bring that up because we don't know what's going on right now. I think this might be like take like a pause on the podcast for a while, just because I mean, obviously we're not gonna have anything to fucking talk about.
Unless we do.
If stuff comes up, we will. I mean,
it's
AEW TNT title, let's go.
And I will say this. There's no reason for us not to do like shorter shows.
And
like just drop in from time to time, do a 20-minute show.
Yes. And I was
just
maybe some old stuff.
Yeah, I was actually going to say maybe, while we're in this weird phase, I don't know why we're talking to this like as we're recording the show, but maybe, take a pause a little bit on the podcast and the more current stuff and do more of the, best in the businesses and the different types of the Jobber Jeopardies and stuff like that.
Those might be coming to your feed soon, guys.
So I was thinking maybe focus more on those as opposed to these weird shows that we don't know what the hell's going on from time to time. But yeah, if some, stuff goes crazy and stuff and it's time to start doing them and it's like we need to do a show, I think, yeah, we'll jump back in there. But I was going to suggest that we maybe take a little pause a little bit and focus on some other stuff.
You say that. Yeah. There's going to be news in the next, 3 days.
There could
and then there'll be more news 4 days after. And then. Like, there's going to be stuff that we don't even...
We'll see. Yeah, that's true. That definitely could happen.
Yeah, because, I mean, as far as we know, AEW still has, months of content coming.
Here's a nugget that...
trying to as well, so there's going to be stuff.
Here's a nugget that has nothing to do with anything else.
Okay.
NXT beat AEW in the ratings for the first time in a while on Wednesday.
Wait, did it? I didn't even see that.
Yes, it did.
I saw it did, yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt that they basically had a takeover, which had the third of the cinematic matches with Gargano and Johnson.
That was
48
cool.
minutes.
That's hilarious that that's like the only time I didn't see the results was when NXT won, because I see him every single time when AEW wins.
It's because the AEW fanboys push it.
Maybe
for some reason. That NXT, yeah. So NXT actually had a better night than AEW, which is very weird.
Yeah.
AEW supposedly does like Scott said does have a bunch of content taped.
Yeah.
WWE not so much, but rumor is that they're gonna try to bang a bunch of shit out in the next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Well, I mean, for crying out loud, there's been stuff on Being the Elite for the Bucks, and they taped stuff, I think, in their backyard. And Hardy has challenged Jericho to an Elite deletion at the compound. So, I mean, you can't film in an arena. Yeah, but Matt Hardy has a warehouse in his backyard.
Yep, we've seen it happen.
They're going to do shit. They're going to find ways and keep doing stuff.
Yep. But anyway, yes, this was our our extended our normal. I guess it's normal for our WrestleMania shows, but our WrestleMania review. If you guys do, please hit us up on Twitter at Jobber Radio. Just search Jobber Radio. We show up fucking everywhere. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, anywhere on YouTube, all this. Just search for Jobber Radio. We will be the first thing that pops up. If we're not, something's fucking wrong and somebody's holding us down. I'm just gonna point that out right fucking now.
Follow us on Instagram at Jobber Radio.
There it is. There's our social media Instagram guy right there.
And, of course, jobberradio.com, where the Prediction League stuff is also housed, as well as the podcasts and those old shows that will have more episodes. So check that stuff out.
Yeah, and that as far as the predictions and stuff, we'll see. We're playing it day by day as far as what shows we're going to do because we don't have a clue. Right now, we're planning on doing Money in the Bank because it's technically announced still, but... Who knows? And, Impact said they might do Rebellion, but we'll see. It's all, everything's up in the air. Everything's up in the air.
We'll see. It's a weird time right now, but yeah.
Yep. But as far as that goes, guys, I enjoyed this WrestleMania. It sounds like you guys did too.
Had some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen in wrestling.
And you know what?
I can say that without any caveat or asterisk. It was some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen.
And that is one thing that we said on the last episode is, you know what? That's the one thing that I said I was afraid of, is this is their chance to do something really creative. I hope they do it, and they 100% exceeded everything I thought they would do.
I think we all said that they could do. I think I was saying I was worried they weren't going to do it and they were going to miss the opportunity. I thought they would fuck it up.
And they
went
did.
For it. I hope they wouldn't, but I was a little worried. But
I also thought they were going to fuck it up.
I'm glad to say I was wrong. I'll freely admit.
Yeah. I'm super happy with it. So anyway, we will see you guys on the next show. Follow us on Twitter. We'll let you know when it does come out, and our other content that we are going to try to get out to you guys. But anyway, that's it for now. So we'll see you guys next time.
Follow Demandy's Donuts.
God damn.